Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you're being creepy again. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the Wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So, be warned. And of course, if you're not able to attend live, which you can ask your questions any which way you're viewing this. If you're not attending this live, you can ask your questions at Kris@wayofthebrush.com. It is in the description below. And if you're going to send pictures in that email, send them as attachments in that email, so not links off to other sites, because then I'm just not going to do it. And because oftentimes there's just ads and other crap running, just so please don't do it. Also in the description below is a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all this silliness, has links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Discord's fantastic. We keep the conversation rolling there 24/7. So if you wish an answered or want to share what you're working on or what have you, we have many channels and we've built up a nice little community there, and everybody's pretty respectful. The monkeys are really, really great. And so, yeah, that is basically, wayofthebrush.com, right? So, also at wayofthebrush.com is links for t-shirts. Want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at wayofthebrush.com. And of course, you'll also find a link for Patreon support. Huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support me. Without you guys, a lot of these things just would not happen, and I probably wouldn't continue this channel. I'd just go off, find a regular job, and blah, 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 right? So, much love to all my patrons. Again, just fantastic stuff. And of course, if you're considering Patreon support, I have varying tiers of support, and, whatever fits your budget, or whatever you feel like contributing, and of course, I have little perks here and there as you get further up, so that's also something to consider. And if you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, clicking thumbs up, liking, following, commenting, subscribing, and all that stuff is a huge help as well. In fact, it helps quite a bit, really. As sorry, I keep getting these little notifications here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's fine. I don't know what's going on here. Things are going weird. It's weirdness. Anyway, interrupting my spiel here. Now I've completely lost track. Oh yeah, so if you're able to thumb up, like, and all that, yeah, good stuff. And yeah, big thank you to Carl, aka Guy Meir Alfer, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. Always take the time to thank Carl for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segment of the show. And so always much love to Carl. And of course, speaking of love, big thank you to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro outro music that plays at the beginning and end of this show. And so always much love for my baby brother Evan. And if you're into comics and stuff like that, check out EB Comics. That's his thing. He sells rare comics, and and of course he creates music. He's a musician. Garden of Bedlam. That was a project of his. Yeah, just for anybody who's wondering. I'm getting all sorts of notifications. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I don't know if my daughter is messing with my internets or what, but yeah. So if you're noticing a little bit of funniness in the stream, yeah, I don't know what's going on today. It might not be my day for doing this kind of craziness. Oh, you know what too? Yes, I'm gonna turn the chat off because it's only showing the Twitch comments. So I'm going to turn that off because for some strange reason, something happened, and so I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way of reading the comments. And so James and Kent, morning Kris, morning everybody, morning. Greenleaf Terrain, do you even stream? Sometimes, I do, sometimes. Ebb and Flow, what's up everybody? Sir Peanut Butter, morning Kris and peeps. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, yo yo yo. Hi Kris and monkeys. Nathaniel, greetings Kris and fellow monkeys. Hope you have had a wonderful day. Well, I haven't had a wonderful day yet. So far, it's shaping up to be all right, as things are getting a little bit funny. I don't know. Yeah, everything seems fine now. I don't. Oi, jeez Louise, that scared the crap out of me. Thank you, whoever subscribed. I didn't see who that was. Somebody's following. Oh, Will Hollick. Will Hollick. Well, thank you, Will Hollick. I didn't see the name there. I gotta switch that little GIF to be like the dancing monkey or something. I gotta switch that over because that's just not fun. Little zombie. Come on, we're not about zombies here. This is a zombie-free, thing. George Hintz, hello, George. The didgeridoo, diggler. Hi, Kris and Monkeys. Hope you're all doing well. Hello. Dark Commission. Hi, Kris and Monkeys. Hello. Johnny Chops Up. What's up? What's up? Captain Gorgon. Hello, Kris. Will you ever finish your cosplay work through? That is a question. That is a legitimate question. I still have all my foam I'm sitting on, and it's. I mean, I've run through a bazillion different excuses on why it's not getting done. Filming videos and getting all this stuff prepared, and you know what I mean. And like, I have like, a lot of projects on the go. Unfortunately, doing the Space Marine, he's definitely fallen as a side project. When I had a bit more time when I started that, that was the case. And these days, time is a little bit falling short. Sorry, I'm just gonna. Sorry, I just got to ask my daughter something. Because my internet's all over the place right now. Maybe my internet's crapping out on me. Maybe it's all this heat. We're in the midst of a heat wave in our area here, in the Niagara area. But yeah, I definitely would like to get back to it. I actually have something in the works right now. I've had to actually commission out a bit of the effort in that regards. Now, I don't know if it will continue on further or if it will just be this one commission. I would like to do more commissions. So, but yeah, and the thing is like even somebody like me, yeah, you got to commission out. If you want to get these things and you want to make them happen, and sometimes you got to parse out the work, because it's the only way you're going to get these things done, right? You're only one person oftentimes, and rather than let these projects become a burden or just never get done, and you really want to get them done, well, sometimes you got to throw a little money at it, right? And so that's what you got to do, right? It's just like anybody out there who can paint but loves to play and wants to have their army done. You kind of have to commission that work out, right? I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah. So, but yeah, am I going to finish it? I will say yes, with the asterisks. Alan Smithy, morning all, morning. Bone Ripper, hello Kris and chat, hope everyone is well. I hope you're well as well. Ghost Starman Deluxe, seems like YouTube comments aren't coming up on the restream. Yeah, something happened and things got buggered up, and it's really annoying, and yeah. And also I'm having issues with apparently my stream. I don't know if it's on my end. I don't know if just things are getting really buggered up. She might be a short one. Who knows? Which means that I probably have to just get to the emails soon enough, right? I'm sure everybody out there's like, yeah, get to the freaking emails, man. Mad Maxim 81, hey Kris and Monkeys, I hope you get to my email today. If you received it, I did receive your email, Mad Maxim, aka Mads. Yeah, I did. And excuse me. And yeah, I will definitely be getting to it. And I also got Ben, who I missed last week, and we've had emails from Ben before, and yeah, I missed his email last week because he sent it to my other email address. I've got 2 email addresses. Actually, I've got a few, so that are all pretty active. But anyway. Nathaniel, episode 303. My daughter is messing up my spiel. She is. She's cramping my style, man. Kids are cramping my style. Greg German. Hey, Kris. Morning, monkeys. Morning. Alan Smithy. Episode 303. Holy Kermolies. Would you look at the time? Why? It's 12 minutes after. I'm still saying highs. I'm still saying my highs. Mike Grimshaw. Hello, Kris and monkeys. I haven't been able to catch a live episode since episode 299. Glad to be back with the pack instead of catching the repeats. The repeats? The repeats. Andrew McCall. What's up, dude? What's up, Drewski? Yeah, I was just actually, I mean, you probably heard me talking about having to commission out a piece. That's who's I've parsed out the work to. Mainly because he can make it happen for me. So, yeah. Oh, dang it. Yeah, we're getting all sorts of weirdness going on. You know what I'm going to try here? I'm going to take this. I'm going to pop that out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pop that out. Because I will put this over here. Because we don't need to see that. And if I want to see it this... Sorry, I'm just talking to myself here. I'm just trying to get myself organized. Because things are a little bit goofy today, as I mentioned. And yeah, pop out. There we go. Alright. And let me see. Where's this other window here? Where's the other window? Oops. Sorry, I'm messing with my eye holes. Alrighty. Okay, we're going back to that. We'll go to this. Go to that. There we go. Okay. I think we can continue on with ourselves here. This is the clunkiest format I can do. It's a right mess. it's a proper mess. So Drewski there. I've and you've probably, anybody who follows mini wargaming, you've probably seen Drewski's work, and of course Drewski's mug. He's been in many bat reps and stuff like that, and of course he was a huge component of getting those new studios done. And always much love for Drewski. Goes to Starman Deluxe. What about when people send pics of their night haunt models? Are we zombie free then? Well, are they zombies or are they ghosts? Because aren't night haunts ghosts? Technicality. Mad Maxim 81, episode 303, sitting on foam. Yeah, because my roids. Everybody out there didn't need to know that one. It's like, oh, for God's sakes, man, roids, really? We're only 15 minutes in the show and we're talking about roids. Mad Mark, yo, I have a monkey on my back. Well, share, brother, share. Andrew McCall, you're only one person oftentimes. Oftentimes? When are we ever more than one person? Well, honestly, if you are married, you're often your home self, your work self, your public facing self, your private self. So sometimes we are many people at one time, or at particular times. It's just such as life. I don't know. I know, now we're getting deep, right? Oh, no, now we're getting philosophical already. Johnny Chop Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 303, Pimping Yourself Out. Well. Sometimes you just gotta pimp yourself out. I mean, what can you say, right? Andrew, I'm a doer of things. He is a doer. He's a doer. Some of us are doers. Some of us are doees. What's the opposite of a doer? A not doer? An undoer? Is a doer and an undoer? Undoer? Fire Drinking Teen, sup people? Sup? Mad Maxim 81, stream is seriously acting up. I know. you are not telling me anything I don't know. But, I'm going to leave this window over here-ish. Let's leave it over here. I need a file cabinet. Everything seems to be okay. No, it's still buggering up. I don't know what's going on. It might be just one of those streams. It's been a while since we had some technical difficulties. Thankfully, everything's been running fine. I don't know. But, yeah, hopefully anybody watching this after the fact, hopefully the voice is still coming in okay. And because I know a lot of you guys just listen to this anyway. You don't really, watch. So, that's fine. Alan Smithy, who else is looking forward to the expansion of narrative play in 9th edition? Yeah, definitely. The way they're parsing up the way people can play this game, is very, very interesting. And it seems like, obviously, when they're looking at Age of Sigmar, you can see, obviously what was working there, they're definitely going to bring over to Warhammer 40,000, right? Which, from a business standpoint, it makes, sense to do such a thing, right? What works, right? If it's working and it's making money, right? Why not continue to do it? And so, that's it just makes sense, right? And Warhammer 40,000, and of course, Games Workshop put out that statement that this is an inclusive hobby and this is for everybody. And of course, keeping with that vein, having this hobby be for painters or for wargamers or for, people who are into the background material or, all sorts of different people. And so, I think they try to, broaden the appeal to all those demographics. And, of course, you can't please everybody all the time. And, some war gamers out there are like, well, they do too much painting stuff, or, they don't do enough background material, or the rules aren't clear enough, or, you know what I mean? Like, you're just not going to please everybody. I often find, now this is an unpopular opinion, but I often find that when people are really, really complaining about the clarity of rules, they're either A, exploiting the rules, or B, getting worked over by the rules, by somebody who's exploiting the rules, right? Just because a rule doesn't say you can't do something does not mean that it is in the positive that you could do that, right? But, you're going to get those varying players all the time, right? So, yeah. Where am I? Andrew McCall. Oh, thanks, dude. No problem. Dr. Xantos. Hello, monkeys and monkey lord. What's happening? Oh, trying to do a stream here, but, I don't know. I keep getting little notifications popping up, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my connection or if it's further out that it's my internet provider. I have no idea. This is the first I'm seeing of it, and I usually don't do test streams. Yeah, I'm seeing another drop right now as I'm saying this. Yeah. Yeah. Thermicus 1980, episode 303. What did we just walk into? What did we just walk into? I don't know. Oh, talking about hemorrhoids? Yeah, I don't know. George, episode 303, short magazine, Lee Enfield. What? What the hell does that have to do with anything? What were we talking about? Is there a different stream going on that I don't know about? Ghost Star Man looks, a dead dude's a dead dude. They just come in different densities. Okay. Andrew McCall, that was way too deep. I need breakfast beers. Henry Groves, hey, just popping in to say hello. Say hello. Thermicus 1980, 303. It's all buggered. I know it's all buggered. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to converse with my daughter, and yeah. So I'm just trying to work out that if it's on my end, if it's if my connection's really busy or what it is. But yeah. Nathaniel, Kris, what did the notification say? The notification say just drop frames are detected, usually because it spikes in my internet. And right now I'm transmitting at around close to 3,000 kilobytes. I've had quite a few drop frames. My CPU is not under a tremendous load, and I'm pumping out at 60 frames. I realized I was at 1080p for a while. I was transmitting. I think it was under my old configuration, but then I switched to this new program, and it dropped me back down to 720. But I'm still at 60 frames, and I'm like, I still haven't gone in and brought this back up to 1080p. But I don't think anybody really cares because nobody's complained about the drop in resolution for the last couple episodes, and it seems like most of you guys tune into what I'm saying anyway. So yeah. But yeah, no, and I thought maybe she was playing games, but no, she's not doing anything. But anywho, Thermicus 1980. Could the lag be on YouTube's end? Think about all the peeps cooped up because of Rona. No, because it is my encoder telling me that I'm having issues. That the transmission to what I'm sending out is having issues. So no, I know it's either me, it's either my modem, my router, or it's my internet provider. That's what that tells me. If it was just YouTube, then I would only see the issue with the YouTube, but Twitch is getting the same issue. So it's coming from, or it could be who I'm uploading to, because I go through Restream, and it could be them. That's another possibility. I don't know. There's, again, when you get more and more complex, when the system becomes more and more complex, it's more prone to failures, right? And that's true of any complex system. So, where am I? Greg Gurman, episode 303. Is there a different stream I don't know about? Is there a different stream? I don't know. Ben Chun. Isn't it kind of a big holiday in Trumpville land? Maybe the net is jammed up a bit. Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, I'm in Canada. And, as far as I know, Canada already had its July 1st. July 1st is Canada Day. And that's already a few days away. And July 4th, But again, it is Saturday, July 4th. And, I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. George, 303 is a caliber of short magazine Lee Enfield. Yeah, I fired 303. When I used to go hunting with my father, I used to use the 303 a lot. He used to use his 30-06. He was a big fan of 30-06. Personally, my preferred caliber is 308. I have a 308 pump action. And, yeah. James Kent, I listen rather than watch. Currently sorting through my bits box is one of the best ways of remembering what projects I haven't finished. Yeah, see, James, and man, that's a tough one, right? I mean, I'm surrounded. I mean, I've panned around this office and what it looks like, and I mean, even right now, for God's sakes, man, for God's sakes, I've got, oh man, I don't know how many projects on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've got 15 projects that are on my, 16, that are on my immediate to-do list. And I'm falling behind. And it can be challenging, especially being, a content creator, to try and organize, keep it all organized, and, also trying to be relevant as well, hence, things like, unboxings and stuff like that, those are typically, good for a little bump here and there, and, but otherwise, trying to stay within your focus, which is, helping you guys, creating tutorials, and trying to be somewhat entertaining, and you know what I mean? Yeah. And then when I said the 16 projects, that's just what's on my desk. Never mind what's on my shelves in the other room. And, somebody mentioned the cosplay, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah. James again, okay, I don't feel so bad about my to-do list now. Yeah. So that's just what's on my desk, right? That's just what's, right? Is that what's just on my desk? Not to mention that with all those 16 projects comes a variety of videos if I want to film them, right? No, 17, because I got to get him done. Frick! 18, 9, jeez. Oh, and then the Space Marine, right? The Bandai Space Marine. Got to get his ass done. I want to get to painting him, because I bought a bunch of, because I'm going to paint him in Tamiya's, and so I picked up a whole bunch of Tamiya's that I'm going to use on him. And, yeah, I want to get to him, but I'm falling way behind, especially now with Indomitus. Indomitable. Yeah, my workload just quadrupled. I want to get him done. I think the first thing I'll do with the Bandai Space Marine is, I think one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the bolter. Just to start, getting through stuff. And also I'm going to probably do his knife, because the knife, it looks nice and everything like that, but you can kind of see there's a slight little gradient, because it's probably, I think what it is, it's black plastic, yeah, and then they just spray the metallic paint onto it, right? And so I want to clean that up, make it look, proper. So that's what I wants to do. That's what I'm looking to do. Anyway. Nathaniel, episode 303. Did we cross streams again? Dark Commission. You'd have to be into music production to get this. Episode Wave the Brush. 303. Acid. You're right, I don't get it. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. I usually watch in 720p. Computer doesn't like 1080 too much, especially live stuff. Yeah, well, streaming at that high bit rate, right? Because that's what it is. Because at those higher bit rates, it puts more lag on your stream. But I mean, I've been doing it, and for a while now, and yeah. So it's that's why it's kind of throwing me for a loop right now. Why I'm seeing issues, and I'm just gonna have to assume that it might not be on my end. It might be my ISP. So I don't know. Especially if it really kind of continues to be kind of troublesome, I might just kind of, cut it short today, just because it's annoying me, and when I'm all completely distracted, it's kind of a pain in my butt, especially since I can't get the chat comments to come up properly because something happened, and that's a different issue. At least it better be a different issue. Fire Jerkatine, restart router and PC. No, and I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not going to stop the stream. Aaron Siege, hi to Kris and fellow monkeys. Happy Saturday. Mad Mock, I'm an IT tech, and the best way to fix is to take your pants off. What? What if they were never on? Nathaniel, oh right, it's Independence Day in the U.S. Yeah, so I mean, maybe there's a lot of traffic going on. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. There are many possibilities. I'm not going to go troubleshooting through this crap right now. I'm not going to deal with it right now. And my daughter's been playing this morning, and she never said that anything was, coming up funny, or she was seeing lag or anything like that. So, I don't know. Cooking 555 Megabase. Dave Battaglia. Whoa! Everything should be done good and proper. Benshun, you should deck the Space Marine. You should deck the Space Marine like Bob Ross. Oh, put Bob Ross on the Space Marine's head? You know what? The head of Bob Ross is slightly larger scale than what the Space Marine is. Because you can kind of see Bob Ross, right? And then you see the Space Marine. Bob Ross is taller than a Space Marine, which means, as you know, it's confirmed. Really, it's confirmed. Bob Ross is 8 feet tall. Bob Ross or no, Primaris are bigger than regular Space Marine. So is a Primaris supposed to be like 10 feet? Is that what a Primaris is? Because that's a Primaris, right? Because the Rock is like a Primaris suit. And so Bob Ross is 10 feet tall. We all knew it. We knew Bob Ross was huge. He's huge. Or was huge. Or maybe still is. You know? Maybe he's still walking the earth. And that was all. He faked it. He faked, what did he get? I'm pretty sure he had one of the C words. And, yeah. But anyway. I'm not going to look it up right now. Anyway. Where am I? Andrew McCall. Whoa! David Mofat. I'm about 3/4 through the first strike starter. I haven't even touched the Death Guard from the Dark Imperium. I sold off the Primaris, so I don't have to worry about those boys. There's definitely no way I'd touch the starter anytime soon. Well, if you're not into, like I mentioned this in the video, the unboxing, that, you know, it's a great starter. I mean, if you're just looking for the rule book, well, that's coming out soon enough. If you're into the Primaris Marines, you know, I think it's a good value. What you're paying for that box, you know, if you're a Space Marine player and getting the rule book, that's already got the value for it, because of what you would spend on those Space Marines plus the rule book, right? And if you're a Necron player plus the rule book, you know, and of course you can always trade off the Space Marines. So if you and a buddy buy the box set and you're a Space Marine player and he's a Necron player, it's kind of a win-win. You double up on your stuff, right? And, you know, for the value of just buying that one group, whatever you're buying it for. But me as an Eldar player, you know, yeah, I mean, would I be, you know, clamoring for this box set? Not really, right? But, you know, I'm very focused as far as what I spend my money on, right? Because, you know, I'm not made of money, and I'm you know, and I'm also not with infinite amount of time either. And, you know, I'm still working on my Eldar army, and I've been collecting that since '97. That's when I got back into my Eldar, like started building up a Samhan Eldar army, was '97. That's when I focused down and said, no, I didn't know. I was still collecting Tau and Tyranids at the time as well. Because third edition, because I got into Tau, and I was already into Tyranids, because I did my Tyranids like Starship Troopers. They were predominantly black, like the warrior bugs. I did them predominantly black with yellow up the crest with like little red accents in through the core, and that's how I did their carapace. And then I gloss varnished them so they had a really slick appearance. Oh, I did the claws, I think, a bright red as well, like red tapering up. I can't remember. I might still have pictures of them around somewhere, but yeah, that's how I did my Tyranids. All my Tyranids were like that. And then of course I did the Hive Tyrant, because at the time it was still mostly pewter. I did that as the Alien Queen, because the Hive Tyrant, you couldn't see its eyes. Its carapace went like right over its face, and it had the big mouth. And so then I did a Tyranid, you know, snappy mouth like in Aliens. All I did was I took one of the extra faces of the Tyranid warriors and just cut out the mouth, and then extended it, and then I had the extra mouth coming out of the Hive Tyrant mouth, and, you know, then I had dripping gore coming down. And I used to run my Hive Tyrant with dual scything talons, and he would just run around the table and wreck face. And then of course my Tau was just a bunch of Fire Warriors. There was only like Fire Warriors. Damn, did I even assemble crew? I don't even know if I assembled crew. I think I just went strictly Fire Warriors, gunline, backed up by Hammerheads with Pathfinders. That's how I ran my Tau back in the day. Then I got rid of it all. Started collecting Eldar. And I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm sticking just to Eldar. And when I got rid of all my Tyranids and Tau, that extra cash I had, well, I think this was back in 03, because this is when about the times when I got rid of all that stuff. And somebody was selling a, you know, armor cast Phantom Titan. And I was concerned about, you know, the legit of it, and it was legit, And so I was like, yeah. And he gave it to me for a really great price. He was going back to school or something like that. And so he was just getting rid of stuff, and you know what I mean? And I said, okay, great. And I bought it. And the deal went off without a hitch. And a buddy of mine, and when I got the Titan, I knew it was an armor cast. At least, you know, it's pretty hard because there was a particular type of resin they used. I have no idea what resin it was. And I think later iterations of Armorcast, like right proper from Armorcast, it has changed a bit. Because the resin doesn't quite smell the same, but I could tell it was the same resin because of the way it smelled. Because a buddy of mine, ages ago, he bought the Titans that when they first came out from Armorcast. And he picked them up way back in the day, and, you know, of course, drooling over them back in the day. And that was back in the day when spending like damn near $200, and that was it. It was only about a couple $100 to pick these Titans up way back then. I think it was like 150 or something like that. It wasn't much to buy these things when they first came out. And but I mean, spending that amount of money on a miniature back then, unthinkable. Now, man, we don't even bat an eye at that concept anymore, eh? Shit, we're dropping $1,000 on models now. $1,000. It's a damn house payment. Man, you know how times change. So, yeah, but yeah, and I was glad I picked up that model because that really kind of kicked off my interest in going more apocalypse style type of stuff, because me and my buddies, we were playing, you know, more bigger games because we'd get together on a weekend and we'd all play, and so we were playing these huge points values and, you know, having a big multiplayer game. And so then we start getting into bigger stuff, and then, you know, then of course Forge World had come out, and they had the Scorpion, the Type 1 Scorpion, the first version of it, and I was like, oh man, I would love to get that. And I saved up my pennies, went to Games Day. Did I buy it from Games Day or did I buy it? No, I'm pretty sure I went to the Games Day. It was like 2001 Canada Game Day, and yeah, I picked it up. Anyway, enough reminiscing. Oh, where the hell am I in these comments? I don't even know. James Kent, Bob Ross is interred in a dreadnought now. Obviously, he's in a dreadnought. Right? He's a relic now, and he's got, like, you know. I don't know. But he's in a dreadnought. He's in a, what's the new Primaris dreadnoughts? The Redemptors? Is that what they're called? The Redemptor? Anyway. Man. Cocking 555. Kris, there is a mega bass hum and it's driving me insane on headphones and main speakers. That's probably my fan running because it's hot as balls. Like I said, we're in a heat wave right now and it's hot. And am I going to turn the fan off? You're going to see me literally melt. But yeah, that's probably what it is. You're probably hearing my fan, right? Because here, I'll turn it off for a moment. Well, here, maybe I'll turn it down. There we go. I turned it down just so there's a slight breeze. If you want me to suffer, I'll suffer for you all. Fine, I'll suffer. I will suffer the minimal amount of heat, of air moving across. Humid as balls. And if you don't have a set of testicles, you don't know what hot as balls really is. Because you kind of have to have a set to know what it feels like. Anyway. Dr. Xantos, I mean, who wears pants at home? Sounds ludicrous to me. Who wears the pants at home? I don't wear the pants at home. Come on. I think we all know me well enough by now. I don't wear the pants. I don't even wear pants. Johnny Chop Shop, episode 303, Chasing Gremlins. Yeah, I'm not chasing gremlins right now, screw it. No. And, yeah. Grove, there he is. Bob Ross, the Emperor of Mankind. Yeah, wouldn't that be hilarious if, like, the artwork for the Emperor, and then he takes off his helmet, and poof, big afro pops out, and it's Bob Ross. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Could anybody take that? Could anybody handle that? The full magnitude of of the Imperium of Man was completely under the dominion of Bob Ross. Dave Patelli, it would be like a Bob Ross chibi Space Marine. Yeah, putting that head there. Yeah. Greenleaf Train. What? Cabbage Kills. What? 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 Greg Gurman, you don't want that box yet. You got one for free. Sounds like a giveaway opportunity to me. Well, I've already opened it, and I've already started putting mods together. So, too late. Good idea, but too late. David Movat, do you have any of the Murder Turkey Tyranid Warriors? No, well, I might have bits, but no, not really. I remember when my friend wowed everyone when he dropped 60 on a Bloodthirster. That was pricey. Yeah, I know. And I mean, like, for me, like, it's still very clear as day. When I was growing up in London and I was, perusing, there was a couple of hobby places around town, and one of them, because I used to take the bus home, and there was a big transfer point in downtown London, and I used to stop in at this one comic place that was just close to that little intersection and everything like that, and they had all their Warhammer stuff, and it wasn't really that much, but they had the blister packs and box sets and stuff like that, and it was the Rogue Trader 30 Space Marine set, right, the old plastic Rogue Trader Marines, and that was like $20 some. It was like $22-25, something like that. It wasn't really that much for 30 Space Marines. I used to pay less than $1 per Space Marine way back when. Rhinos came in 3 in a box. Yeah, how times change. Smilomaniac, Bob Ross now paints with the blood of happy little accidents. Dark Mission, episode 303, Sufferin' from a peeps. There we go, that's it. Because, yeah, it's a kind of a trying kind of day today. I don't know why. I don't know why we're having this issue today, but we are. We're having this issue. And Dark Commission, you win. Because, not to sound like a bloody martyr, but, I'm suffering for my peeps. I know. Oh, for God's sakes, I'm seeing another alert. There's another alert. Crisis alert! Anybody gets that reference, you're on the same level as me as far as what's good out there. Crisis alert! Someone, what has to happen when it's getting hot in here. Man, like, what kind of show do you guys think this is? This ain't that kind of... I mean, like, people tell me to join OnlyFans. That's it, OnlyFans. Trying to make me join OnlyFans. I mean, do I need to start OnlyFans? Is that what I'm hearing? I need to start an OnlyFans? You know what? And the thing is that so many people are so concerned about the language and what people are talking about in videos and in streams and stuff like that, right? That the last refuge of free speech might be the adult sites. The sites where anything goes. I mean, where fists can be used both ways. Where people go both ways. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Is that going to be the last refuge? Will I have to go onto an adult streaming site just so that I can share my crazy ass opinions? I'll do it. Don't push me. I'll do it. Mad Maxim 81, humid balls, sticky balls. I feel your pain, Kris. Well, it's not pain. It's just an inconvenience, And I'm getting older, so as any older man knows that, when you sit down, get up, sit down, kind of repeatedly, you end up kind of sitting on them. And, it's pain. Dr. Santos, I just realized something. We've never seen the Emperor's helmet, nor most of the Primarch's helmet. I wonder what they look like. Well, we've seen what Gilliman's helmet looks like. It looks like a Spaceman helmet with the laurels on top. Oop, jeez Louise. And if you look at the models from Forge World, I think they all have helmeted heads except Sanguinius. I don't think Sanguinius has a helmeted head, but like the Lion has a helmeted head. Oh, Leman Russ. Does Leman Russ have a helmeted head? No, anybody who's got like the kick-ass hair, yeah, they don't have helmeted heads, right? Man, I don't even know where I am. Johnny Shop, Way of the Brush, episode 303, Banana Hammock Day. Okay. You frickin' guys, careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say. Careful what you wish for. Mad Max from 80, 81, Bob Ross's Imperial Truth, Happy Accidental Exterminatus, and little explosions everywhere, every which where. Scott Radom, Community, baby. Community. Greg Gurman, on this end, everything seems okay. Maybe not perfect, but okay. Yeah, I still see, I'm still getting crisis alert. And, yeah. Mike Grimshaw, I'm not saying I wouldn't join Kris's OnlyFans, but I'm not saying I would join Kris's OnlyFans. So you're not saying that you wouldn't, but you're also not saying that you would. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Smilomaniac, did you see GW threatening Arch not to use Warhammer in his name, titles or descriptions? Scummy stuff. Well, it's their IP. Now, the generic term of Warhammer, I mean, if they want to fight it, they can fight it, because the term Warhammer is, it's been around since before the game, right? As far as I understand, Warhammers have been used in warfare for centuries, right? So now, if he said he was, Warhammer 40K Arch, that's a copyrightable thing. But the generic term of Warhammer, not possible. It's just like Space Marine. I'll bet you anybody can use Space Marine, unless of course they get sued by Buddy's estate, the guy who wrote Starship Troopers, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's a generic term, Space Marine, right? Space, pretty generic. Marine, pretty generic. And if there's a little space between them, right? You hit the space bar and put a space between them. Space Marine, right? War Hammer. I honestly don't, but I mean, like, as far as Games Workshop protecting their IP, like, that only makes sense that they're going to do that. They have to protect it, right? I mean, you have to protect what's yours, right? If you started calling yourself Primaris, Chaplain, Crozius, Smilomaniac, yeah, you're using copyrighted terms, especially using them all together like that, right? It's I mean, it's a bit of common sense. I mean, like, when you're infringing on somebody's IP, it's somebody's intellectual property, Yeah, I mean, it's is it scummy of GW? Like, are you saying scummy stuff, like it's GW being scummy, or that it's this person, Arch, that's being scummy? I don't know which one you're referring to being scummy, but I mean, it's scummy stuff. The legalities of all this crap is scummy stuff to begin with, right? But, Sir Peanut Butter, Lion, and Alfarius are the only 30k ones with helmets. Are they? Oh, okay. I don't know. But yeah, it is a rare sight. But I mean, they're heroes. That's the whole point of the unhelmeted Space Marine, right? It's because he's heroic. Because if you apply any sort of logic to it, why would a Space Marine in the midst of battle, who's wearing this bulletproof armor, why would he expose his soft little head to a sniper round, to explosions, to, you know what I mean? Like, to an axe coming out his head. Like, in battle, like, you don't see the modern military, soldiers going out there and not having their helmets on, right? Especially when they're on the battlefield. That's just dumb, right? It's just like Starship Troopers, the movie, right? When they're doing the field exercise and Buddy gets his head blown off because he took off his helmet. It's why you leave the helmet on, right? But that's not the point. When you start applying logic to this kind of stuff, especially to fictional universe type stuff, you can't apply logic because it's fantasy. It's all make-believe. It's not real. And so stop applying hard logic to these things because you just completely ruin the fantasy. And the whole point of fantasy is escapism, is to go into another world and enjoy and live within this realm. And in this realm, Space Marines, who are real badasses, take their helmets off, take out a sword, amidst everybody shooting high-powered lasers that burn through your armor, and charge towards the enemy. You know, that does not make sense. Like, if we're going to apply hard logic to the universe of Warhammer 40,000, ground wars should be very, very rare. Because why? Because everything should rely upon the Imperial Navy. The Navy goes to a planet and bombards the crap out of an orc invasion from orbit. Why would you put human lives in danger? Or even superhuman lives, right? Why would you put those lives in danger when you could just obliterate the opponent from orbit? Oh, the entire planet's overrun with orcs or Tyranids or whatevers. Oh, we've got a missile for that. We got a missile. It can pretty much exterminate an entire planet. Oh, okay, great. Pew! There goes the planet. You know what I mean? Like, so when you start applying hard logic to these things, and especially, things that are doctrine within warfare, as we understand them today in modern real warfare, real tactics, they don't apply. They just don't apply. So anyway, Smilomaniac, sure, but GW are being discriminatory about it. It's not about protecting, it's about shutting people that they don't like down. Well, if you were going, like, okay, for example, if I wanted to be in the public side of things, so I'm gonna post on social medias, I'm gonna post on, YouTube, and I want to get views. So I use somebody else's name, but I'm going to talk shit about them. That's inviting somebody to come back at you. Right? That doesn't make sense. Why would you crap on something that you apparently want to emulate and you apparently are a part of and want to be a part of, but you want to talk negatively about things? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. That doesn't make sense. Again, logic, right? Now, I realize that I'm talking logic, and, we very rarely get logic and rational thought, especially when we start looking at social media posts and stuff like that. But, you know what I mean? Like, and, you know what I mean? Like, I could change my name to Way of the Warhammer 40,000, but if I started talking shit, I'm sure I'd probably get a cease and desist. Maybe. And especially if I was going to, trash talk, Games Workshop or any company for that matter. You know what I mean? Like, being critical is one thing, but if you're straight up trashing it and all your content that you're creating is negative towards that, yeah, they're gonna say, hey, like, what's the crank, man? Like, I would too, even if I was a one-person operation. If I was one-person operation and somebody was, trash-talking me, and if I had the means to actually effectively shut them off and shut them up, sure. I would weigh the consideration, because then again, you also can create drama, and the internet loves drama. Anybody who has Twitter, yeah, I mean, Twitter is fucking drama all day long on that channel, on that app. But anyway, but I use Twitter all the time. I peruse Twitter all the time because, it's also a great way to kind of stay informed and also stay a bit of the head of the curve as far as, a lot of news and things like that are going on. Yeah. Uber Tolucci, I agree with what you're saying. Why should you be okay with someone just trash talking? There's a difference between criticism and trash talking. Yeah. Now, no, this is not a criticism of who do you say it was? Arch? I'm not familiar with Arch. I probably heard of them, but I'm not familiar. I don't watch a lot of YouTube wargaming. I just don't. So I'm as far as YouTube wargamers, I mean, I might have a passing familiarity. I might have met a few. You know, like there's some that I know that are really great people. Wargamer girl, Miranda. Miranda's fantastic. She's good people. You know, and you know, it's really great to see these people and to see, you know, what they're creating and stuff like that. And you know, Adam, Tabletop Minions, another great guy. You know, he's hilarious. I really dig his dry sense of humor. You know, and what you see on the camera is pretty much the guy you see when you have a conversation with them and, you know, sit down and kind of get to know the guy. You know, again, really good people. But unfortunately, I don't know Arch. If that's, I'd assume it's not his actual name, unless it's Archie. I don't know. But anyway, my point being is that I'm not saying this to, you know, talk negatively about him. I mean, I have no idea what that situation is. I've not heard of it. But again, my finger's not that tight on that pulse. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure he's probably a really good dude, or she. I don't even know if it's he or she, but, you know, I'm sure, you know, it's probably annoying. But I mean, you know, if somebody's content is a majority of it is talking negatively about stuff, like, first of all, why? I mean, there's enough negativity in this world. Why add to it? Why be another source of negativity? You know, it's just bad karma. Uber Tolucci, Arch got a lot of backlash after some print screens with hate speech from him were published. Oh, he was like involved with hate speech? Like he was using hate speech? Oh, then that sounds pretty scummy. I don't know. You see, he's repeating this to me, and you know, I mean, I'm getting this secondhand, third hand, right? So, do I care enough to really kind of, you know, add my voice to this conversation? I don't know. He was involved with racism, misogyny, etc. Again, you know, I mean, like, I'm not going to take Uber Tolucci's sole word on it. I'll look into it on my own and see, which is what a rational person would do. He's telling me something, and immediately it invokes an emotional response. Like, you know, that freaking guy, like, you know, if I ever meet him, I'm going to, you know, flatten his face. But I'm going by hearsay, right? He's telling me something. I'm going to go see what it is. Not that I'm saying that Uber's wrong or anything like that, or anybody for that matter, you know, spreading gossip, but, you know, but again, I mean, like, if he's involved in hate speech and things like that, then, yeah, just demonetize him and, yeah, you don't need him. And if he's really negative about crap, or he, you're saying he, so I'm going to repeat that, he, then yeah, you know, the world doesn't need him. I don't, you know, and karma will kick him in the ass. If that's the case, if it's true. I don't know. I don't know who Arch is. Is he in North America? Because I'll look him up. And I'll go kick his ass. If he's not North America, then I gotta get a plane ticket. I still have my passport though. If he's over in the UK or in Europe or anywhere, because I have a passport. I'll go get him. I'll kick his ass. Man, these frames. Yeah, I'm still seeing every periodically. Remember a while back when I was having this, like every few minutes I get a spike? It was my ISP. So I'm thinking right now it's probably my ISP being a bunch of dirtbags again. It's probably something like somebody smashed their car into a node or something, Uber Tolucci, you shouldn't, and you shouldn't. That is what I expect from you. That is one of the things that I respect about you. Not taking someone's word for granted. No, I don't. And I try not to. I try not to react immediately to something that would, especially like, again, following Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Oh, Facebook's bad for this. They're all bad. They're all equally bad. It's not just Facebook, but I've talked about this in the past that I've been considering dropping my Facebook, not Way the Brush Facebook, but my personal Facebook. I've been thinking about it, yeah, all it is just shit to get you pumped up, reactionary type stuff, and I don't engage with it. You know what I mean? Because immediately when somebody tells you that, it's rumor spreading, it's gossip, right? And I don't go in for, even on news and stuff like that, I don't go in for the gossipy type stuff. I don't care. Oh, what do you think of this and that? No, here's this, and you should be outraged about that. It's always people trying to get reactions out of you. Why? Because it gets clicks, and it's how they stay in business. And so, and as long as people keep reacting without thinking, that will continue to be the trend. And it's not until we all take a step back, look at it logically, rationally, and go, okay, well, hold on here. What's going on? This person is guilty of this. This person did this. Oh, okay, well, then, yeah, that makes sense. That's the outcome you're going to see, right? I mean, and you'll just look at it logically. And then also with empathy. That's the other big part, is empathy. We've got to look at these problems all over the world, and be empathetic. When somebody's telling you, oh, these people over here, they're the bad people, blah, 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 immediately somebody's looking to get your reaction, and they're trying to manipulate you. Manipulate? Manipulate? Manipulate. I can't even say it now. And that's propaganda. Immediately. That's the word for it, propaganda. So don't buy into it. Where the hell am I? Grove and Grove. Don't tell me orcs aren't real. You're not my dad. Well, all right. I'm going to tell you the Tooth Fairy's not real either. Sir Peanut Butter, there's a scene in one of the Horse Heresy books where the Iron Warrior shoots some Imperial Fists in the face and calls them stupid for not wearing their helmets. Right, exactly, right? But it's because it's heroic, man. It's heroic. It paints an image. It's this guy in the midst of battle peels off his helmet. Oh, it's manly men type stuff, right? So it's these. Really, it's antiquated. This notion, of, and it could be okay. Now here, I might go off on a bit of a tangent here, but it could be that kind of mentality. The heroic man taking off his helmet amidst the battle, facing the danger head on, fearless and courageous, right? I'm sure some of you can probably see where I'm going with this. That it paints that macho, antiquated masculinity on, pushes that idea forward, right? I'm not saying that, Warhammer 40,000 is bad or anything like that. Stop with that bullshit. I'm just saying that these concepts, these ideas, they're ingrained, right? And it's going to take a long time before we grow past these kinds of ideas on what is manly men type things, right? Because the idea of a man staying home, taking care of his children, that's not manly, right? Even though I think it's probably one of the most manly things a man could do, is to care for his offspring. It's kind of his God-given, duty on this planet to do that kind of thing, right? So anyway, Space Marine helmet. Heroic! I'm heroic! And there's bullets flying all over the place, and you know what I mean? And I'm gonna fight these big monsters, and without my helmet. And it looks heroic, and it looks great in imagery, and but is that kind of idea antiquated? Especially in this day when you know, you go to a job site and the guy's not wearing his hard hat or he's not wearing his boots. Don't need it. Don't need it. Oh, you were dealing with hot metal there. I don't need my gloves. Manly man. I can take it. You know? Oh, you probably should be wearing your mask in public. Manly men. Right? So it's a very deep-rooted thing. Just saying. Just saying. I'm sure if we expand upon that idea a little further and really kind of flush out, I'm sure we could really, have some fun with it. But, anyway. Dr. Xantos, email? Yeah, email, man. Email. What time we at? Holy cramolis. I've already been... Man, you guys have been dealing with my lag issues for an hour already? Good on you. Wow, you guys are dedicated. Dedicated. My hat. Tip of the hat, sir. Or ma'am. Or whatever. Interdimensional beings. Carbon-based life forms. There we go. Tip of the hat. If we really want to be inclusive, we might even just start using that, right? Hello, carbon-based life forms. There we go, right? That includes everything. Everything alive, as far as we understand it, right? But then again, there might be non-carbon-based life forms out in the universe, and they're going, hey, what the hell, man? We're part of this universe, too. Oh, no. Then there's pickets. Boycott. Smilomaniac. Arch didn't trash talk then. This is your assumption. Yeah, I'm just assuming why it would bring the wrath of somebody. That was just an assumption. You're right. Absolutely right. That was an assumption. And I know what happens when you assume, right? I'd encourage you to look into him. 200,000K lore channel. It's politics. I appreciate your input. I just thought you knew the case. No, I have no idea. Smilo, he's not involved in hate speech. It's a baseless accusation rooted in difference of opinion. Okay. Again, without knowing what the hell we're talking about here. Okay. Sure. So obviously you're on, you're familiar with his work. Okay. Give me a nuts and bolts about what Buddy's about. Just write it in. Just let me know. How you feel about it, about his work. Just let me know. Because I have no idea. And what's the channel name? Give me the channel name as well. Again, like I said, there's huge. I know there's huge channels out there for Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, stuff like that. I have a passing familiarity with some of these big channels. I don't really watch their content because I don't watch wargaming content. I don't watch really painting videos. I don't watch live streams, and I don't watch wargaming videos. Not a lot, anyway. And every once in a while, I might check out what somebody else is doing. Just really more of a, what are they doing? How are they filming things? And how you know what I mean? Like, say, for example, like somebody showcasing a painting video and seeing how they're going about it. Because, maybe they're doing something better than me. Something I can implement in my videos. That's the only reason. I might check somebody out. They're doing it better than me. Right? I'm usually not too concerned about how many videos they have, or how many videos they have, how many subscribers they have, how many views they have, anything like that. There's various reasons why videos take off and channels become very popular and blah 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 blah. I just do my thing. Growth is slow for me personally, but I'd rather growth be slow than be really shot up really, really fast and then nothing left, right? And I still feel like I have something to contribute. And my whole message is about helping you guys. Now, if nobody needs help, then I'll just go away. But people need help, and I like helping people. So I'll continue to do what I do, as long as people need help. Where am I? Fire Dricatine. Never look into matters, only take things at face value. No independent thought. You have been warned. Yeah. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just react. Just react. Go on that and, boycott somebody. Yeah. Oh, he said this? Boycott him. Yeah, don't look into the matter at all. Alan Smithy. Nah, my guy, a lot of Arch's videos are racist and homophobic. He's not a great guy. Again, I have no idea, and no need to, start arguing back and forth. I think we already know. You disagree. He agrees. He's wrong. You're right. Blah blah blah. Right? And it does. It's that does not need to play out here, because it doesn't help me any. Just point me at him, and yeah, I'll have a look. I have no idea who it is. Smilomaniac, that's a literal lie. I'm gay. He's never made a homophobic statement. Again, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I've already said it. David Moffat, you never heard Kris rant before? Nothing. They're a thing of fire and beauty. Lifting your children makes your muscles bigger. It does. It does. Because I don't work out, and I'm pretty flabby. Punisher fan 123. I don't even play any tabletop games. I just like the lore and get minis. I think look cool, 40k or otherwise. Yeah, it's your hobby, man. Right? Which is why this hobby is inclusive to everybody and is available to anybody. Because, first of all, if you're going to spend your money on it, right? You bought it. It's yours. You can do whatever you like. If you want to go out and buy, the Indomitus box set and then set it on fire, go right ahead. Right? If that's your hobby, I don't know whose hobby that is, but I'm just saying it as an example. I know it's a terrible example, but you know what I mean. Andrew Drewski, I weld without gloves all the time. LOL. Am I a real man? Oh, Drewski, come on. I know you're a real man. Rob Abraham. Hello, your videos are so inspirational. Thank you for being here. Your videos have helped me so much. Thank you. Well, thank you, Rob Abraham. Thank you. Nathaniel, Kris, manly men change their behavior real quick when their insurances tell them they're not paying for their health issues. Yeah, true, right? I mean, yeah. A lot of biases, like, here's a short one for you. A lot of the biases that are, plaguing our world today, and they're a plague of thought. And these kind of behaviors, they're not ingrained into our DNA. Racism is not ingrained into the DNA. Sexism is not ingrained into the DNA. All these things that are negative, in the negative column of our modern society, these things are not ingrained into the DNA. They're learned. Racism is learned. Sexism is learned. These are all learned behaviors. And if something can be learned, that's right, it can be unlearned. But with time and patience. And of course, empathy. Right? That's the other big one. It's empathy. Empathy is really huge, and it's sorely lacking. I said that when this whole pandemic began, that this is really a lesson in empathy, because the world is sorely lacking in it. And without sounding like some sort of religious fanatic, if you believe in higher powers are sending you a message right now. So, just saying. Just my opinion. Just how it looks to me. Ghost Starman Deluxe carbon-based life forms is good. We'll use that from now on. At least until the aliens show up. Right, and they're not carbon-based life forms, right? They're silicon-based life forms. Oh, crap. I've insulted them. We just met them, and I've already insulted them. Oh, they think I'm an asshole. Drewski. Would you look at the time? It's already beer o'clock. I know. I haven't done the emails, and I was talking about doing probably a short show. And, yeah. We're already quarter after. I'm going to have to get to the emails here in a moment. I'm just kind of quickly catching up on these comments here. Alan Smithy, without hard hats, I would have died at least once. Exactly, right? But I'm just saying, though, I'm sure you've seen, if you sound like somebody who's worked construction sites, you've seen guys out there not following, proper procedures, health procedures, right? Things that are supposed to keep a worker safe, right? Not tying off, not using eye protection, not helmets, not steel toes, right? I'm sure you've seen it once or twice. I'm probably sure you've seen it many times, right? And so where does that come from? Too tough, don't need it, right? Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's where these kind of behaviors come from, right? This idea of macho, right? Macho men. Hairy chest, manly, macho men. Here's another one too, right? Wearing sunscreen. There's a lot of guys who don't wear sunscreen. And I'm talking like people who can easily burn in the sun. Don't wear sunscreen. That's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You need protection from the sun, especially if your DNA is from a zone on this earth where it historically did not get a lot of sun. And you're in an environment now where, the sun is beating down on you and the UV rays, you're closer to the equator and you're constantly being bombarded by UV rays, you're going to burn and develop diseases. And, there's a lot of trouble down the road for you. So I don't understand, I realize, sometimes life is short. Live every day. But also, you don't have to be reckless about it either, right? Where the hell am I? Ben Ellis, balls, late again. Yeah, Ben, I missed your email last week, but that's going to be the first email we're going to do. In fact, in a moment, Kilo 8878, hello. Alan Smithy, it's not late until Kris is freaking out about the time. Yeah, exactly. David Mofat, empathy is a tough one. It is. I didn't say it was easy. Nothing in life is easy, and nothing worthwhile is easy. We all have our trials, and if it's something is truly difficult, you're learning to new a skill, or dealing with family and friends, and and these things that are just challenging. Somebody's just being a problem. They need help. They need help, but they're not accepting the help, and that you love them and you want them to continue to be on this planet. It's not easy, but anything worthwhile in this world is never easy, right? So you just keep at it every day. Baby steps. Just like painting. Baby steps. It's all baby steps. You'll get through it. Just take it day by day. Sometimes, if necessary, hour by hour. Right? Nathaniel, Kris, if there are higher powers, they sent me a ton of messages. I refer to my latest email you skipped last week. Yes, and I wasn't sure about reading that email, Nathaniel, but you said that it's fine to read it. Nathaniel's email is nothing to do with Wargaming or anything like that. It's just something, a very personal journey. I was reluctant to share, but if it's okay to share, I mean, he sent me the email, and I encourage everybody to send me emails, so I'll go through it. Gazip. It's like playing hockey without a cup. I feel naked out there. Yeah, I would never play hockey without a cup. Good God. Ben Ellis. Kris, I picked up some color shift paint after listening to you talk about them for years. Can you see the effects on Eldar infantry units, or does it need to be used on bigger units like flyers? With color shift? No. You can see it on smaller infantry. If the infantry models have a lot of broad surface, right? Like a Space Marine. Space Marine's a great example because there's a lot of big flat areas on a Space Marine. And color shifting paint will show up wonderfully on those. Now, if it's like a furry, really highly textured surface, like fur, right? Then even collectively it will. I guess it really does depend upon the size of the surface as well. But like a Space Marine, shows up great. Tanks, vehicles, stuff like that, awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but do a test. Always do a test. If you're trying out something new for yourself, do a test. Take the time to do a proper test and explore what's going on. Especially if you're airbrushing it, you with the color shift. You know, if it's water-based acrylic, I find a lower PSI, working in a little closer, but moving my hand across the surface really fast. I find that's the best way versus something that might be a little bit thicker, or say enamel-based. I find a little higher PSI, and you can still be a little bit further back, and you go, and you know, but yeah, I don't know. It's all personal, you know. As far as how you like to work and what you're finding your finish is like, and also building to what particular kind of finish you want to build to, right? So definitely test it though. Definitely test it. Just, you know, grab plastic spoon, prime it, lay it down, see. Because also playing like that also allows you to experiment, because if you're really into your colors and metallics and stuff like that, you know, the convention is to lay black down, especially a gloss black. I've been a recent convert into that one. No, not recent. It's been a few years now. But laying metallics down on top of a gloss black, the metallics, even GW metallics, look fantastic on that surface, as opposed to a regular matte type of surface. I didn't realize that even right at that point that was, you know, really pivotal as far as getting a nice shiny metallic back at you. And you can always try out different primer colors. So even for, you know, laying down, say, regular silver down, but you have a purple, shiny purple base, and you lay that silver down, and it gives you back a bit of a purple. You know what I mean? And oh Jesus, compressor just kicked in, for God's sakes. Forgot that was even turned on. Anywho, sound like the train's in. Ooh, that little release of air, I felt that along my feet. Felt nice. So anywho, yeah. Ben, yeah, so just, yeah, I would do tests. But yeah, you can lay down on smaller infantry. It'll work. I'm trying to think what infantry I did. I think I've done Space Marines with color shifts. I've done Eldar in color shift. I think I've done Eldar troops in color shift. Been a while. Dark Emission. I'm a ginger. Burn so fast. Not really a problem in England. LOL. Yeah, exactly. Mind you, though, when I went to the UK last year, I was shocked at how sunny it was and how nice the weather was and everything like that, despite being February. And I felt lied to, because I was expecting rainy, gloomy. You know, I was like, oh, okay, this is proper, you know, weather in the UK. And yeah, I was lied to. It was quite warm. Mad Max 81. Email time? Yes, email time. Congo. I'm really late. Punisher fan. What is a color shift paint? Is it the stuff they use to put on Hot Wheels to make them change color when wet? You know what? I'm not sure if that qualifies as a, because, okay, color shift paint, the broad term for that kind of paint is often referred to as dichromatic paint. Dichromatic, not dye like D-I-E, but D-I, chromatic. It's multiple colors at once, at particular lights, like way light bounces off the surface, right? That's what color shifting paint is. So whenever you've seen an actual sports car, and you could see like one side of it looks purple, and then when the camera moves around and it changes to like an orange, that's dichromatic paint. That's color shift paint. That's what it's called, color shift. That's the common nomenclature for that type of paint. But I'm pretty sure the proper term for that kind of paint is dichromatic. D-I, chromatic. Now, the paint that is, reacts to temperature, I would assume that is a thermal chromatic paint. Right? If we're gonna, because yeah, if it's a temperature related, then yeah, I would assume that's a thermochromatic paint. Now, glow in the dark paint. I don't even know what glow in the dark paint would be called. Luminescent paint, because it luminesces. Would that what we would call it? Because fluorescent paint, right, fluoresces, meaning it takes the light in and it almost amplifies it, really. Like what we see back as far as the color is concerned, right? It gives us more of the color. I'm not sure. These are very technical aspects of, of paints and stuff like that. But yeah, so as far as color shift paints for our Wargaming miniatures, I mean, Green Stuff World puts out some. I'm pretty sure Vallejo has color shift. Turbo Dork, which I've used a lot of, and I like Turbo Dork's colors. Not just their color shift paints, but also their metallics. They have color metallics as well, and they're a lot of fun. But I've also used a lot of enamel-based, lacquer-based paint, enamel-based, and those paints, as far as the color shifts are concerned, I think are superior to a water-based paint. And that goes for pretty much any metallic line. If you've looked at any of Humbrol, Alclad, and Spastics. I've used a lot of Spastics. And I have a few videos showcasing Spastics paints. And their metallics, enamel-based metallics, oftentimes are just superior to water-based acrylics. Because, obviously it's harsher chemicals and, materials to create those pigments. And the pigments can be really, really fine. And, yeah. But the color shifts, I find, when you get into the enamel-based paint, that's like car paint. And that's really, really fine pigment. Even like, getting chrome paint that looks like a mirror chrome, that is still the realm of enamel-based paints. I don't think there's any water-based acrylic paint that can match either like Molotow, liquid chrome, or even Spastics chrome, or Alclad's chrome. I don't think there's any paints that can match that level of chrome. That it's like a mirror reflection. Yeah, I have like Molotow on my on my Aldrad. Actually, no. You know what? No. Let me see here. Yeah, and you can't really quite see it in this video here, but the top of his staff and his sword, I think it's just that. Yeah, and those are Molotow chrome, and you can almost see yourself in the reflection on the blade. They just they reflect a ton of light. They're very, very shiny. I've used the chrome a few times. I've showcased in videos, and it's fantastic. I love it. But anyway, yeah. So Punisher fan, yeah. Color shift paint, yeah. So is it the same as like with the changing when color is wet? No, that would be like some sort of thermal chromatic. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Yikes! Kris felt a release on his feet. Uh-oh. Dark Commission. UK weather. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Yeah, pretty much. That's just wise words to live by, really. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Was a good week when you came here, Kris. If I recall, it went back to being rainy shortly after you left. Yeah. Because the day I left, it was a snowstorm here. It was actually pretty warm, but the day I left here, it just got really, really cold, and the wind was howling. And when I came back, there was snow everywhere. There was no snow when I left that week, and when I came back, there was tons of snow, and it was freaking cold. It was like being way up north. It was like to stick your nostrils together kind of cold. I don't know if you've experienced that kind of cold before, but anybody here in North America knows what that kind of cold is. Well, anywhere in very temperate zones. But anyway. Punisher fan. I've seen that before. It's awesome looking. Thanks. Alice Dare Butler. With GW being so successful in terms of stock price over the last decade, I have been thinking, what can they do over the next 10 years to match that success other than raising prices? I don't know. Over the next 10 years? The next 10 years are actually fairly interesting. Who knows where things will go, especially as far as, businesses and hobbies and things like that. Like obviously paint manufacturers, they'll continue producing paints. The colors will change, and things, techniques will change, and this and that. But people are still going to need paint, regardless of what happens in this hobby, right? So people who produce paints, I think, are going to be fine. They're going to shake things up, of course, creating new colors and new ways of applying these paints and blah blah blah. So that aspect of it, as long as we're all still painting our miniatures, paint companies will be fine. What will change things for both, the companies that are big companies like Games Workshop, is 3D printing. 3D printing is going to be, it's going to change, especially as the cost of them reduces and the resolution increases, the flexibility increases, material increases, right? Those kind of things. That is what is going to change the nature of this hobby and things for companies like Games Workshop, Mantic, Privateer Press, stuff like that. They may see significant sales drop as printers, and the ability for a print to come out colored in the colors that a person wants, right? Can you imagine? I can see it now. Can you imagine? I go into my software, I can create a model that's a Space Marine, right? And I want him to be red like a Blood Angel, but I want his eyes to be green. I want his gun to be black with metal, and you know what I mean? And I want on his shoulder pad, I want the symbols, and bang. And then the printer just comes through and goes through and prints it up and produces me a model. Or bang, I array a whole bunch of them and it prints up a whole squad of them for me. Right? As the printers come down, the resolution increases and the availability of printing various materials and of colors and stuff like that, right? So that's what's going to change. Will it put Games Workshop under? I doubt it, because I'm sure they're expanding their IP, which of course brings us back. They have to protect their IP. Because why? Because that is their most valuable resource. Because they can create printed material from it. They can create actual three-dimensional material from it. They can also create visual material for it. TV, right? Miniseries and full feature films, right? And those are all areas of which they can create revenue, right? So, and comic books, and you know what I mean? And we're seeing that now. So maybe they're already on their path, so that the day when everybody pretty much has a 3D printer, all the hobbyists out there, maybe one day all it is as simple as, new rules. Okay, well, buy the digital download. Oh, new Space Marine unit. Oh, okay, well, I'll buy the STL file and I'll print up my Space Marines. You know what I mean? Who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But that's where I can see things going. That's where I can see things going. Charles Carmichael. Hi, Kris. Greetings from Italy. Hi, Charles. You spelled my name wrong. I'm Kris. Ben Ellis. 3D printing is very cheap, even at high detail levels. Right. But like Ben, and I know because we got to get to your email soon enough. But imagine, Ben, that when you print it, it's printing it up so that those edges are all in metal and the flat armor plates are in a color with already designs on them, or weathered, or you know what I mean, like, and it just prints it up and it looks exactly how you envisioned, without having any skill as far as sculpting, modeling, painting. You know what I mean? Just imagine. That's around the corner, man. It's around the corner. Alistair Butler. Capitalism being capitalism, the market will see anything less than the same growth rate as a failure. Well, I think people have the misconception that Games Workshop is this really big corporation. And they're really not as big as you think they are. They're big. They're the biggest. But they're not as big as you really think. As what you imagine. It's not IBM. It's not Walmart. Those are gigantic. Yes, Games Workshop is all over this planet. Offices all over the place. They're a big company. But they're not that. They're not that level. And they can't be. They can't be that big because this hobby is so niche, so small. That, yeah. Charles, maybe announce that there's a Golden Throne 10 levels below their HQ in Nottingham could do the trick. Yeah, sure. Punisher fan, do you batch paint? I try to avoid having the same color scheme on any two models. I have plenty of similar, but I do my best to avoid duplicates. Do I batch paint? Sometimes when I'm trying to get through a unit, yeah. If I got a bunch of Guardians and they're all Samhan colored, yeah, you got to batch paint them. If you want to get the project done, you got to batch paint them. But that's where, you know, having an airbrush definitely helps that workflow, right? So, but I mean, if you're batch painting, typically you're a gamer. Because if you're doing display or competition type painting, very rarely are you ever in a situation where you need to batch paint something, right? Unless, of course, it's tiny little details you're going to replicate across the entire piece or something like that. But otherwise, no, you take your time and go through it. So, yeah. Do I batch paint, though? Yes, I batch paint. Because, yes, I game as well. So, yes. Ghost Starman Deluxe, I don't know why you keep calling it IP. Kris, the proper term is tears. You're working on that punch in the nose again, buddy. Ben Ellis, did anyone else want Kris to say STC files by accident? Yeah, the STC files. Come on, man. Come on. Standard template construction? Yeah. Alan Smith. G-dubs is the biggest fish in a tiny niche pond. Yes, definitely. They are the great white, the backyard kiddie pool. That's basically how you can see it, right? They're the great white shark in the kiddie pool. In the fish tank, in the aquarium. In the aquarium, they're the biggest one. Charles Carmichael. Oops, sorry about that. Using my phone right now and the keyboard help activated. Yeah, no problem. I'm ribbing people all the time. It is time for an email. Yeah, let's go with this one here. If you're wearing headphones... Oh, wait. No, sorry. Heretic Scott. Or, no, James Kent. Sorry. Wait. I missed a bunch of Twitch comments here. GW will expand into more story-based content like animated series and such. Yeah, definitely. I can see that. Yeah, moving forward, I can definitely see them capitalizing upon their intellectual property, IP. And, yeah, I honestly, I think that's how they're going to move into the next decade, I think, is we're going to see more multimedia type stuff. I mean, we're still going to produce games, obviously, right? Because, you know, that's what all of us diehard fans of this stuff. But, you know, is the wargaming market rapidly expanding? I don't know. Having never seen any numbers, just going purely on intuition and speculation. But I don't think people are clamoring to go out and buy miniatures. I don't think people are clamoring to get into this hobby. And I'm sure there's multiple reasons for that. But again, without any hard data, you know, I'm talking out my ass, you know? So, yeah. The Heretic Scott, that new Indomitus warms my cockles. Now I want to continue my Necron army. Yeah, the new Necron models, I like them. I've been putting together some warriors. I did a live stream yesterday about getting projects done. And, yeah. Mind you, anybody who watches it, or anybody who tuned in yesterday knows that, you know, what a mess that was. But anyway. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down because here it comes. Email time. Try to email time. Where am I here? There we go. We done? Oh, we're done. This one is from our good buddy Ben Ellis. Hello there, Monkey Lord. Well, I've had a year off due to personal issues. However, I've had a shot at 3D printing an old 3D file I have and painting it. I have done a relatively simple and rough paint job that I'm using to see where I'm at the moment. Although I have spotted a few faults from the photos, I didn't want to cover them up. Okay. I have left the eye above the unfinished runes as my aim was just to start painting and have a little fun again, but I thought I would share the images. Kind regards, Ben. So, obviously, some of you may or may not recall, Ben had a Titan commissioned a while back. Well, I guess over a year ago. I can't remember who it was. Was it Den of Imagination was working on it for you? I can't remember. Anyway, not important. Ben is back into the hobby, or slowly coming back into the hobby. 3D print. A little bit of cleanup, as with all 3D printing, of course. Looks cool. Nice detail. Of course, this is a Titan head for Warhound, I would assume. Very, very cool. Yeah, the eyes look cool. I don't recall. Do you... Now, Ben, if I recall from your painting, you don't have an airbrush. You dry brush a lot. If I recall. Now, if I recall correctly, Ben's dry brushing is really good. He employs dry brushing a lot. But, I mean, this is a big piece as well. And, you know, that helps. And, you know, having a larger surface and, you know, doing that kind of stuff. I think it looks fantastic. Personally, I mean, me personally, I probably would have smoothed off the surface a bit more, laid a couple layers of primer filler on there, resanded that, and then gave it, you know, a smooth prime job, and then of course laid a nice smooth base coat down so that it had more of a smooth surface. But that's me personally. But that's a lot of work. But, you know, if you're going to take the time to do something like this, especially for a Titan that obviously, you know, costs a lot of money, you know, I would take the time, which is why the project would sit for, you know, years. But I like it. I think it's really good work. I like the weathering. I like the metallics. I like your overall work on the armor surfaces is really good. And keep going. I think it looks really good. I think your work's really good. For the eyes, I think I would go a little bit brighter, especially because you got that gem-like effect going on, and it feels like the intensity is underneath the lens as opposed to emanating from the lens. Does that make sense? Right? But thank you, Ben, for sharing that with us. Awesome stuff. I'm glad to see you're back painting again, and I'm sorry that I missed your email last week. Where the hell am I? Here we go. Alrighty. Next email. Okay, this one's a little serious, folks. But Nathaniel felt like sharing this with us, and I'm going to read it because, you know, I know that he's not the only one out there who may be dealing with something like this. And so, yeah, we're going to get a little bit serious. So here we go. This is from Nathaniel. Short story long. That's the title. Greetings, Kris and fellow monkeys. Spoiler, warning, may contain a very long email. Yes. Trigger warning, this email is about depression and suicide. If you're feeling depressed and have suicidal thoughts, please seek medical attention as soon as possible. And I concur 100% behind that statement. If you are, you know, in this kind of situation, please, you know, and personally as well. I mean, I can speak to personally that, you know, when you are feeling depressed, and it's, you know, I know there's a lot of this bullshit flying around today, you know, that, you know, we just don't feel like we're being heard, and, you know, we don't know where to go. Get help. Have enough sense. You know what I mean? You don't have to have these macho. Maybe we were talking about being macho before. This is not the time to be macho. Get help. There's no shame in it. There's no stigma around it. Everybody needs help. And, you know, yeah. Anyway, so up until recently, 2020 hasn't been too kind to me. But let me start from the beginning. Back in 2019, I tried to find a new job but was unable to secure one. This led to the point of me draining my savings and leaving me without a penny. Because of this, I started to suffer from serious depression and developed suicidal tendencies. I really wanted to kill myself, and I probably would have if it weren't for my dog. Doogie. The Dooge. In the progress, I didn't take care of anything. Example, my mail, paying invoices, the rent, etc. This caused an avalanche to roll down on me I couldn't escape from. The landlord terminated my lease, sued me for comparison, and had me forcefully evicted from my home. I was in since my earliest childhood. So, in April 2020, I was out on the streets, only with my clothes on, my dog, and some small change. I literally had nothing, nowhere to go, no perspective to continue. I sat in front of my old home, and when the bailiff came out and wanted me to leave, I told him that I'm going to hang myself in the nearby playground. This caused him and the municipal police to have me hospitalized by law, as I rejected to go willingly, especially not without my dog, because Cosmo could not be brought with me. The officers took him to the city shelter where he stayed for the duration of my therapy. Damn. I was at a very dark place. All I cared for was to get my dog back and be done with the world. Even though I was there unwillingly, I cooperated with the medical team and started treatment for my condition. There were hard obstacles to overcome. For example, I had to go to my old apartment and clean out my stuff. This invoked another suicidal episode, and I was hard pressed not to kill myself. But I pressed the stress test and continued therapy. One part of the therapy plan was occupational therapy, in which I made a wooden jigsaw puzzle for my niece. She seems to enjoy it, so I'm quite proud of this achievement. After 2 months, the doctors decided I'm stable enough to be released, and I got a place from social services where I can stay with Cosmo and take another tackle at life. I don't know what is left from my hobby stuff, but I try to send pics again whenever they are available. Thanks for letting me share my story, and I hope it serves as an example that things get better if you seek help. But you have to be willing to take that first step down a hard, long road. In the end, you'll come out stronger. Until next time, salutations, Nathaniel. And so here is a wonderful little piece. I remember these little shape puzzles. Let me switch cameras here so we can get a better view of it. There we go. I remember these little puzzle pieces when I was a kid, and these things were all over the place. And yeah. And so you made that. That's awesome. And then for his niece... Very, very cool. And that's good. And, you know, like I was saying before, like, you know, it's a day-to-day journey. You know, it's baby steps. It's, you know, it's one day at a time. Sometimes it's an hour at a time. But we don't have to be macho about it. You know, we can look to others for help. And there's no shame in it. You know, there's no shame in it. So, yeah. But thank you, Nathaniel, and I'm glad that you are, you know, moving forward. You know, and like I said, anything worthwhile is not easy, and life is worthwhile as long as, you know, we got something to keep going forward. And there's always something. And the idea, you know, of giving your niece, you know, something from you, you know, is important. And one day, you know, hopefully in the far future, She's going to look back at it. And she's going to, possibly pass it on to her offspring. And say, well, yeah, my uncle, made this for me when I was a little kid. Here you get to have it. You get to pass that on. Maybe make more, whatever it is. Whatever, I can't tell you what is going to make this world make sense. We all have to figure it out ourselves. And I think the sooner we all realize that, we're all pretty much just making it up as we go. Yeah. The happier we'll be. And that's where, family is really important. Unfortunately, there's some people out there who don't have a lot of family, or any family, or don't know their family, or have been rejected by their family. That's another unfortunate one, And, again, it's thankfully, family doesn't always have to be just blood, right? Family doesn't always have to be just blood. Family can be the person next to you. Family can be your friends, somebody you count on. They don't have to be, you don't have to have a whole lot of family. Sometimes you just have a person right beside you, right? So, but there's always something. I'm sure of it. There's always something. I have to believe that. We all have to tell ourselves something like that, right? There's something to live for. And, yeah. Just got to find it. Hang on to it. Anywho. Ben Ellis, thanks for the email, pressing on. And if you send an email to Kris of an address, then I'm happy to share some of my pile of shame. If you don't mind sharing my great pile of shame, dude. Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, sometimes you got to commission this stuff out, right? If you need help. James Kent, that may have been the most important email you ever read, Kris. Fucking fuck that up. Kris. Kilo. Yes. Well, I'd like to think that every email everybody shares is important. I didn't share it last episode because I wasn't sure if that was something that Nathaniel was comfortable sharing. And and it's great that Marcus was okay with that, and so I'll share it. And he wanted to share it, and I've shared it. And and I personally was in a situation similar, not the same. I can get where, a person can feel that, they don't have a lot to offer this world, or that they can contribute to this world, or that, there's not much there for and so it might be better if they weren't around. And that's where, having a support mechanism in place, family, friends, can be very, very important. Even a dog, even if it's just a dog, pet, cat, whatever. Dog, I personally, I'm not going to get into this whole dog cat thing, but I think you guys know my feelings on that one. But, yeah. And you just take it day by day. Get up, brush your teeth, have a breakfast, put fresh clothes on, hour by hour, day by day, just keep moving forward. That's about all I got on that. Without getting too heavily into, my own journey, even for me personally, honestly, I don't even know if I'm that comfortable sharing my own experience into that dark area. It was happened a long time ago when I was young. But anyway. But thank you, Nathaniel, for sharing. And I hope, sincerely, that, you get to see your little niece become an adult, start a family of her own. And maybe when she or her children, are in a similar boat as you, that you can offer up your wisdom and your experience, and what helped you keep moving forward. You know, keeping that candle alight as you venture out of this dark place that you find yourself. Anywho. Fervus animus. Even though life has no fantastical meaning, we make the meaning to our life and make it fantastical. Yep, I can agree with that. Reality is what we make of it, right? You know, definitely. Alan Smithy, I've dealt with mental health issues and homelessness in my life as well, and I really appreciate you sharing that and encouraging others to seek help if needed. Definitely, yeah. You know, yeah, that's one of the biggest things, man. Just, you know, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. There are other people out there who've gone through this, who are going through this, who have been through it, you know, and they can help. And I'm sure many of them are willing and want to help, you know. Don't be afraid to get help, you know. Yeah. Anywho. But thank you. I know it seems like it takes the mood down a bit, but I know, and I'm sure as Marcus knows, that again there are many people out there who, you know, who need to hear this, who want to hear this, who need the help, and so, yeah. And again, I mean, like, you know, maybe it's my own hang-ups that I was reluctant to share it last episode. Maybe it was my own hang-ups, and you know, maybe Marcus is far more forthright with this kind of stuff than I am. Maybe it speaks to my own hang-ups, you know, that I was reluctant to share something like this, to share what Marcus was sharing, and you know, that's no reflection on Marcus. I mean, you know, obviously he's dealing with it far better maybe than I did when I was at that same point. I can't say, without really reflecting on it really hard. It's not that I don't want to share my own personal experiences in that regards. It's just, you know, it's personal. And, you know, the journey is always personal. But the biggest thing is that we deal with it in empathy, right? And again, we remember that anything worthwhile is not easy. So, now, to take us back a page and bring this topic back to some painting. This is from our good buddy Scott Radham, who's always willing to share his efforts, and I really enjoy when he shares his work. Hey Kris, I finished a second of the Twisted Beat Cop dudes. Based on the feedback last time, I added some crap to the base and made the baton darker. Hope you're all well. Remember, in these times, masks may be optional, but fun is still mandatory. Yeah, masks may be optional. They are optional, but, you know, you should be wearing one. Especially when you're out in public. Not all the time, right? But anyway, I think I can't keep up with the updates every morning. Listen, I don't vote for the guy, and I feel like Justin is just rolling out of bed at 9 each day, and never mind. Yeah, these are Canadian problems. Never mind. Masks, optional, fun, mandatory. You get it. Thanks for taking a look. And so let's have a look. Now, I always enjoy Scott's work. Scott has a really great style, and, you know, is always willing to learn. Yeah, I like it. The baton, yeah. I think the baton, the highlights, typically, you know, especially when you see, like, you know, in cartoons and stuff like that, the baton always seem to have a lacquer to it, and so it always has a shiny surface. And I think when, you know, I know you've been venturing into the non-metallic areas, recently, and I think the style in which you do a lot of the surfaces, where you have this kind of broader highlight running along, I think with your non-metallics, and in this instance for that baton, if you tighten up the highlights, right, and go for more of a gleaming surface type of look, I see for the most part, I get that impression from that. But I think like the band of color that goes towards the handle, I don't think it needs to go extend that far and be that uniform across that surface. I think it would be a much tapered approach, and it would probably look more like a teardrop shape building up towards the bulbous end of the baton, and that would give that impression of a lacquered surface. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of times those batons were depicted with a shiny lacquering to them. I like the overall paint job though. It looks really cool. I think the interior of the shield, I think oftentimes that gets neglected, and I don't know if that interior is painted or painted to the same level. And in fact, if you were going to go to display type standards with this guy, I think painting that interior obviously will begin to set it apart. And in fact, building upon the character and creating the environment, you know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if inside his little riot shield, you painted or even put a detail in there, like, for example, he had a photo of his family, or he had a slogan written in there, or something along those lines, that it was just his own personal thing, right? He's, like, it's that extra kind of storytelling. And I think, like, with your level of painting, you have a really fantastic grip on the technical aspects of painting. And I think the next thing that really makes your work stand out is creating a narrative, right? It's kind of like wargaming. Like, anybody can get the technical aspects of wargaming down, the rules, right? How to build an army, how to win games. Those are all technical aspects. But building a narrative, bringing joy, that's a personal thing, right? And I really like, I like the base. I like that you added more detritus to the base. The brick, the leaves, the pieces of garbage on the floor. Yeah, see, I think I'd like to see some icons on the shield. A big flat surface like this, just simply all beaten up. I think I'd like to see, like, I don't know, a precinct number, or I don't know, the town logo, or you know what I mean, like something along those lines to add to the story. Yeah, and this is the previous example. Yeah, so like he lightened up the baton, but see, I like how bright this guy looks here. This guy feels darker. Like, his metal bits are painted dark versus this fella who's a lot brighter. There's more of a visual contrast between the blue of his uniform and the metal bits, and versus here where the silver metallic that you're going for his metal bits and the blue of his uniform. You know what I mean? They're fairly close. They're separate, but they're close. And it's almost like, we're venturing into monochromatic type of paint job. I think, like, his metal bits could have been done like he did on the first guy. And I think that would also give them a very cohesive type of look. I like the base, though. I like that extra level of detail there. And, yeah. I think his little headlamp, because I think that's a headlamp, right, on his head and his helmet. I think that also is a place where you could create, or is it a vent? I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I don't know what that deal's supposed to be. But anyway, yeah, if it's a headlamp, because it looks like it's supposed to be like a lamp on the front of, like, down by his wheel, like where his legs would, or his belt would, I don't know, whatever it is. It's just where his crotch is. And that looks like it's supposed to be like a headlamp. And I'm wondering if it's a headlamp on his head. And I'm wondering if you could have a bit of fun there and do like a red light on his head and a blue light on his belly. and that's somewhere where you can venture into some OSL, right? Some object source lighting. But thank you, Scott, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And I look forward to... whoop, geez Louise. That's not what I meant to click. I meant to click that. There we go. But thank you, Scott, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And I look forward to more. Sorry, I'm just... It's a lot of clicking because I'm trying to bring up multiple things here so I can see all the comments here that I may or may not be missing. Scott, the new guy is non-metallic metal. Last one was true metallic metals. Oh, just struggling with non-metallic metal. Yeah, and I think what it is... it's not how you place your highlights in regards to the actual like technical aspect of it, but how you place them as far as how you're building them and how the highlights are shaped. Does that make sense? I think that's what might be vexing you as far as creating non-metallic metal looks, because the application of blending your colors and how you're applying the paint, you know what I mean, whether you dry brush it, blend it, glaze it, wet blend it, or whatever. Oh, doggy's visiting now. You have a fantastic handle on that, and I don't think that is where you are feeling like you're struggling, but yeah, I think it's how the highlights are being formed on a surface. It's like I said, like the baton, right? The baton had a fairly uniform highlight across that surface, even though the baton has a taper to it, right? It gets more bulbous towards the end. It has tapers in towards the handle. And so the highlight, realistically, on a shiny surface, especially if you're going to make it look like a shiny surface, which a lot of non-metallic metal, that's how we go about it, is, we're creating how light reflects off that surface. And so, yeah. Anywho, yeah, still getting. It seems like it's at regular intervals, which leads me to think that it's the internet. It's the internet provider. They're having issues. Could be due to the holiday. I don't know, but anyway. Joe Lewis. I live right next to Leicester, which is going back into lockdown, but my town is the closest place that is still opening, and the government official recommended people from Lancaster come here to drink. Jeez. So I'm literally going to be caught in the biggest second spike of cases. Luckily, I'm a plague marine. Hey, right? Unfortunately, Nurgle, gifts his followers in funny ways. Might grow a tentacle out of your forehead or something. But that might lead into a whole new hobby. I don't know. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Leicester. Leicester? Leicester. That's how it's pronounced? Yeah, man, I'm not from the frickin' country. Cut me some goddamn slack. Leicester is cool. I'm from there. Oh, cool. I didn't know that, Ben. Awesome. I have every monkey's biography on hand, on file. But hey, it's share, right? I share a bit of myself. You guys share a bit of yourselves. And, sharing is a two-way street, as I've been known to say once or twice. It's a two-way path. I'll share, you share. I share, you share. It's like a conversation, right? We're having a conversation. Ben Ellis, Kris, if this helps, Leicester equals to Leicester. Leicester, Leicester. Esther? Leicester? Now you're just freaking confusing me. Leicester. You're saying Leicester, he's saying like Esther. Well, which is it? The English. The country spawned the language, but nobody speaks it. I love Snatch. I love Snatch. But I love the movie Snatch too. Dr. Xantos, you should have a monkey map with country location of each monkey. You know what? I've talked about that many times when I was at Mini Wargaming for many years. I said, we should have a gigantic ass map that shows where everybody come from, especially everybody who visited, right? We put a pin in the map. Ages and ages and ages and ages. And then lo and behold, they finally put one up. Anyway, yeah, I definitely should do one too. Just where all the monkeys are. Just, But also that was why, like, anybody who purchases a shirt, I'd like to, for you guys to send pictures of yourselves in your shirt. It's kind of that similar type of vein, right? It's kind of, hey, this is, so-and-so. And, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's, again, it's, it's like a long-distance family, right? We're a long-distance family. Are we perfect? Of course not. Are we full of lunatics? More than likely. But, a family nonetheless. Nathaniel, Kris, Lester, Dark Commission says Lester, Joe Lewis says Lester. Ben, Kris got it. Lester, it's pronounced, okay, Andrew Cook says it's pronounced Lester. Lester? You guys can fuck off with this already. Yeah, Ben says get him to try that one. Oh, fuck. Okay, try Longborough. Longborough? I'd say Longborough. Longborough? Lowborough? Doctor said this. Oh, we perfect lunatics? Heck yeah. Yeah. Joe Lewis says Loughborough. Loughborough? Okay, Loughborough. Yeah. Loughborough. Loughborough. John's left nut. He Longborough. 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 Yo, yeah, that's my mate. He's Longborough. He's long, bro. You're trying to talk him up to a girl. He's long, bro. No, it's not just a compliment, man. He's long, bro. Loughborough. Is it Loughborough? Okay, hold on. First of all, the UK, England, I mean, you go to every damn town and everybody speaks a different version of English. Not to mention you come over to North America and Canadians, even various parts of Canada speak different versions of Canadian, and Americans speak different versions of American English. You know what I mean? So, anyway. Goes to Starman Deluxe. Anyone know the name of that one place in Wales? See if Kris can say that. No, I can't. Name Butcher. Name Butcher. Said it right at the beginning of the show. Every episode. Damn it. Name Butcher. I'm going to butcher the name. Because, again, and even, like Nottingham. It's Nottingham. I mean, like, for God's sakes. But you know what, though? Because the way I would say it, and the way people say it, and the way the natives say it in England, I'm going to say it the way natives say it. So if it's Nottingham, it's Nottingham, right? I'm wrong, and the natives are right? So yeah, Nottingham, right? Can't argue with that, right? If that's if the natives say that's how you say it, then that's how you say it. Nathaniel, Edinburgh is Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Dark Commission, Nottinghamshire. What's the Shaw part? Nottinghamshire? I don't know. Ben Ellis, the Welsh train station. Yeah, no, come on. This isn't. I mean, obviously, holy crap, we're already into overtime now. This is make Kris look stupid hour? 2 hours? I mean, it kind of is, but I do it on my own, people. I don't need you guys to make me look stupid. I do that on my own plenty. Nathaniel, Shire. Oh, it's Shire? Is that what it means? Shire? Okay. Nottinghamshire? Nottinghamshire is Nottinghamshire. English. Do you speak it? Goes to Starman Deluxe. Half the places in North America that are named after places in the UK are pronounced wrong by the people who live there. Right. But this is North America. You know what I mean? So, it's colonials. I mean, mind you though, there's places here in Canada that have Ojibwe names. You know, Ottawa. That's Anishinaabe. Ottawa. The word Ottawa. Yeah, when you say it under certain dialects, it's Odawa. Right? It's not a T sound. It's a D sound. Right? In some dialects of Anishinaabe. Right? So, you know. What else? There's lots of places. There's lots of places around here that are, you know, native to North America. But anyway, where the hell am I? Eldari. English is whatever you want it to be at the end of the day. The rules are more of guidelines anyway. Yeah, sure. Right. Eldari. Canada isn't an English word anyways. Yeah, Canada. Yeah, Canada. Whatever, right? Dr. Zantos, this is just the reason why I like Finnish place names. Oh, I'm not even going to try and pronounce those. Jeez Louise. Hold on. Whoa. Testicle Fell. Tit Swamp. Cox Island? Cock Island? See? Pretty easy. But the first words you put there, I'd say Ulu, Olu, and Kajani. Kupio. Testicle Fell. Well, Testicle Fell. Yeah. That's kind of. And Tit Swamp. You know what? I wouldn't mind getting lost in a Tit Swamp. I'd be okay with that. And Cock Island? Yeah, I'll go. If I'm with friends. I'll go. Hey. Ben Ellis, anything that sounds like Shire here is pronounced sure. Sure? Like sure? Share? Sure? Fire Drink 18. It's not Tennessee, it's Tennessee. Tennessee? I like Tennessee, though. Tennessee is a great state. The patron state of blowing shit up. Mad Maxim 81. Hey, Kris, did you get to my email yet? No, I did not. I was about to. Then we got talking about Cock Island and Nottingham. Oh, man. I don't even know. Oh, man. I don't even know. Eldari, wouldn't it be Cock Island everywhere with friends? Kinda. Ghost Starman Deluxe. I feel like Tit Swamp would be worse than it sounds. It would probably be kinda saggy. Well, I think probably the truest statement would be that in a tit swamp, you're not likely to drown. Whereas a Cock Island, you know, you might run into a prick. All right, let's do another email. This one is from our good buddy Mads. Hi, Kris. Congratulations on reaching 300 plus shows. Your show brings a lot of joy in my hobby time. You go from philosophical to goofy in a nanosecond, and it's always very enjoyable. Keep up your shows, unpredictable and fun. Well, thank you. I've recently started painting some gloomspite gits and felt like showing off some of my recent paint jobs. I present to you Loon Shrine. I thought it was Shine. Loon Shrine and a Malevolent Moon Endless Spell. The Loon Shrine was rather overwhelming, but I finally mostly finished it. The Malevolent Moon was way faster to get done. I'm very pleased with both of them and hope they please both your eyes and those of the monkeys. I chose to go with a yellow moon on the Loon Shrine to make sure it stands out on the tabletop, and it just seems right that the grots would go nuts with yellow paint after eating way too many weird mushrooms to honor the bad moon. I'm sorry about the bad lighting on the Loon Shrine. I only had one desk lamp at the time and taking the pictures, and it's a large piece of terrain. I've suffered from some painting burnout, but it's great to finally finish some models, and it has motivated me to keep going through more Gloomspite Gits. Hopefully, I'll have more to share when I finish more models. Finally, I must say I'm extremely envious of you for possessing a copy of Indomitus box set. I want one too. Keep up the great work. And here's to another 300 shows. Best regards, Mad Maxim 81. And so let's have a peek at the Loon Shrine. Loon Shrine? Loon Shrine. I almost want to say Loonshine. Now, don't apologize for having just one light and taking the pictures. There is a way you can take good pictures with just one light, which I can explain later if you want. But let's have a look. I like the bright yellow. I'm always in favor of bright colors on tabletop pieces. Why? Because it looks fantastic. It's bright, it's colorful, and it draws the eye. And when people walk by, they go, holy crap, what the heck is with this crazy looking moon? And then they go into further venture looking at all the little mushrooms. And then, of course, you have all those crazy little grots running around, and it looks fantastic. And I like it. This looks pretty clean. I like the mushrooms. I like the kind of Smurf-like mushrooms going on. I'm kind of sick. Every time I look at this stuff, I always think of Smurfs. Yeah, I think it looks really good. It's kind of hard to see the painting of it as far as, the cleanliness, because the way the lighting's and the shadows and everything like that. But, that's not a criticism at all. I really like your work on the smoke, the wisps coming off the moon. I like the moon. It's nice and flat, good even color. Teeth, nice and bright. Eyes picked out. It's a nice, even, clean looking paint job, and I like it. And so, and the smoke, if you really want to get fancy, just build out a little bit deeper color towards the tips of the fingers of flame or whatever it is. I don't know, the wisp of smoke. I don't know if it's supposed to be smoke or flames or just crazy mushroom stuff. I have no idea. But yeah, I'd probably build it a bit deeper. Or depending, I guess it's just, whatever you imagine it is. I mean, if it's supposed to be smoke or fire, I mean, smoke would build a little bit darker towards the end. Fire would build a little darker towards the ends. If you want to work it. But if you're done with it and you're calling it done, then it's done. But yeah, I like it. It looks good. It's nice and clean. I mean, what more can you ask from a paint job? I like it. And it should stand out on tabletop, especially if it's, like a spell effect or what have you, right? It should be obvious, right, in that regards. So, yeah. Kilo, greetings from Ulu. Is that where you are? Are you in that town, Kilo? Are you? I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry, I gotta look around my setup here because my mic is often in my way. Anywho, holy crap! Sorry, we're 24 minutes after the hour. I'm still getting freaking notifications of stuff. So yeah, hopefully this clears up by the time I do my next stream, because I'll be doing another stream Monday with my brother. We do a game night. For anybody who's into games, we do video games. We often do, and we talk a lot of smack. So, Kilo, yes I am. Oh, you are? Okay, cool. Didn't know. How would I know, right? Darker Mission at Mad Maxim. That's cool. Yeah. Alan Smithy, is the smoke contrast or just normal inks? It looks like contrast to me, but it could be normal inks. I don't know. I don't know what Mad Maxim's... the smoke was just some Celestra Gay and some Drucci Violet. Ah, okay. Dr. Xantos, is someone from Ulu? My condolences. All right, apparently people are going to start talking shit about each other where they're coming from for their towns, so... I don't know. It's local problems, apparently. Oh, man. Fire Jacket Team, no, Kris, that's bad, Kris. What? What I said about Tennessee, about the patron state of blowing shit up, yeah? That's bad, is it? Oh, sorry. I thought it was. Kilo, now you can place me in your monkey map. Well, okay, you know what? At some point I will, and I'll make a post about it for you guys to share, like where you guys are from, and put a pin in, and say hi, because use your handle, and if you want to use your real name, go right ahead. But use your handle, because I mean that's most often how I interact with you guys is through YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, right? James Kent, almost 2.5 hours without mentioning any John Carpenter films. Unsubscribe. No, I'm not going to. Not doing it. I have a couple plans. Speaking of John Carpenter films, but yeah, I have some plans, but that's down the road. So yeah. Anyway. Alrighty. Really quickly here is one last email, and this one is from Dirk, aka Fire Drake. Hello, Kris. Again, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I don't know if was I supposed to be sharing this one? I think so. Thanks again for subscribing to my channel. I've posted my third video, and after rewatching a few times, I wanted to make some improvements. I'm pretty satisfied with the picture quality, except it's not sharp enough due to YouTube compression. I think the only way to improve the quality is either raise the frame rate to 60 or higher resolution, that is 1080. Yeah, as far as resolutions are concerned, the compression that YouTube does to video really is more noticeable to the audio. I think I would really be more concerned with my audio than worrying about the visuals. Having nice, clear, sharp audio, clean audio is more important than video. Surprising, it seems counterintuitive, but yeah, that's the biggest thing in video production is having good, clean audio. Bad visuals can be forgiven, but bad audio, no, it takes a viewer right out of it, and people tune out. So concentrate on your audio as opposed to your video. And I only watched your one video there, and I mean, it was a little dark, but I'm sure I haven't checked out your third video yet, so you have to forgive me for that one. But yeah, so Fire Drake channel, what is it? Games and Tables. You didn't post a link there for people to go to. If you click Fire Drake's name, it should take you to his channel, I do believe. So one, I probably don't need to read every option that just outcome that I roll. Oh yeah, these are ways to improve the videos. Sure. I'm going to add more cards during the editing, basically innovation cards and event cards that should help with number one. Yeah, just making it clearer for the viewer as far as what's transpiring as far as like the battle is concerned. I'm not sure if it's necessary to show the player and settlement sheets, but I think I may need to be more thorough with the starting updates, possibly. Again, I'm not sure how like the game progresses, because I know you've been showing Kingdom Death's game, and so I'm not 100% sure how that's played. I've not played it myself, so I could not speak to that as far as giving any good information. But if anybody's out there who's a real expert, feel free to contact Derek and his channel, and what you would like to see as far as a Kingdom Death's battle report, and how to be a little bit more concise, I guess, really. But I think as far as the video production is concerned, the video was fine. I found it a little dark, but the game is really quite dark, and so you can kind of play on that if you want to add to that element to it. But I think really concentrating on good audio is key. That is the most important factor. That's what I've noticed. Of course, I appreciate any criticism if I think can improve the quality just a little bit. About my setup, as far as equipment, I'm using an Ape-Man A79 action camera with a F-Line K6069 condenser mic. I'm not familiar with that mic, but anyway. And two newer LED lights, I believe, that are 56K lumens. Also, I'm using a filter for the image to get that warm temperature, as well as turning down the brightness to just fit the theme of the world of Kingdom Death Monster. Thank you for your time and feedback, and if you want to use my videos to help someone else as an example, feel free to Fire Drake 18 of Games and Tables. And so, yeah, that... if you want to check out Fire Drake's channel and you're curious about Kingdom Death, yeah, I watched the one video, and yeah, I found it a bit dark. I didn't find any issue with the audio. I don't recall, I may have suggested it. I don't know. That was a conversation we had a while ago, Derek, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Man, I am sweating. You can see like my hair is just slicked right back. That's how warm it is, because I turned my fan down. I don't know. Nobody complained about my fan afterwards. I turned it down a bit. So I don't know if that was what Cocking was hearing or not, but anyway, yeah. Charles Carmichael, sorry, phone is dying. Very pleasant show, especially the excursion into the booby swamp. For the island, need to wait a couple more years of my marriage to go. Yeah, you know, we'll have a bachelor party at Cock Island. Charles, hope to be with you all next week. Yeah, hopefully I don't have any drop frame issues, because I don't know anybody who's been watching this, if it's been, you know, a little bit jumping all over the place. Yeah, hopefully that's gone next week. I don't know. Hopefully it's gone by Monday, because, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch Monday night. So, anyway. But yeah, so that was the last email to get through. And I want to thank everybody for sending emails. And if you want to send emails, send them to Kris@wayofthebrush.com. And it is in the description below, as well as a link to wayofthebrush.com. Central hub of all the cinemas has the links to all the social medias, as well as Discord. Discord's been fantastic. We've built a nice little community in Discord, and everybody's been really cooperative and sharing and having a lot of fun. And, you know, we have many channels where we can keep the conversation rolling on various subjects. I just, you know, I think everybody is pretty respectful to each other, and, you know, it's been good. It's been good. And, you know, we've been having fun. I haven't had to ban too many people. It's been a long time, knock on wood, that I've had to ban anybody. But, yeah, I mean, you know, being disrespectful and, you know, talking about hate speech or anything like that, you know, not talking about hate speech, but, like, you know, projecting that bullshit forward, you know, yeah, that's not going to be tolerated. And of course, anything pornographic or anything like that, you know, anything terribly inappropriate, obviously, will get you kicked out. So, you know, but I mean, if you keep it towards painting and, you know, and having fun, I mean, you know, you're more than welcome. But if you can't abide by those rules, don't join. You know what? Don't even show up with that kind of shit. You know, just don't. So, anywho. WayofTheBrush.com also has links for t-shirts. You want to get yourself a t-shirt? Look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world. They're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at WayofTheBrush.com. If you just go and click the tabs, you'll see Monkey Shrine. And yeah. Also on WayofTheBrush.com is a link for Patreon support. If you want to help the channel, help me continue to do what I do, which is help you become better painters, and, you know, also periodically entertain and sometimes, you know, spit out nuggets of information and, you know, all that other BS. You can help by Patreon support, and there are varying tiers of support as well, and some of them have perks, and, you know, early access is really one of the big ones, as well as, you know, dice is a big one. I've been getting the dice shipped out, so keep checking your mailboxes, people. And for all the patrons who haven't done it yet, you need to update your shipping information in Patreon so that I can check you off my list, so that I can send you product. And of course, huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support. Big thank you. You guys, you know, been fantastic. And yeah, there was a recent change that Patreon made. They're adding sales tax now, and I want to thank everybody for, you know, continued support, and in case they might have noticed a slight bump in what they're contributing. So big thank you to everybody for their continued support. You know, and of course there are milestones at which I am building towards. I would like to build towards a ad-free type of situation where, you know, I'm not reliant upon, you know, ad revenue or anything like that. That, you know, this is just purely you guys helping out, and everybody, you know, it's sharing. Again, like I said, sharing is a two-way street, and it's, you know, I was going to say it's like it's a revolving door, but revolving door would be a bad one. And it's, the door opens both ways. You know what that means? You know, don't stand on either side. So these are all crap metaphors. I don't know. Anywho, huge thank you to everybody for their Patreon support, and for all the people who are supporting. And of course, if you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, you can help the channel tremendously by thumbing up the video, liking, commenting, subscribing, and, you know, interacting with the videos. You know, those all help the channel tremendously as well. And so when you leave comments and leave the thumbs up and all that, share the video. If you see people talking about, hey, you know, like, I need help on this color scheme, and, you know, you've seen me do a video on a particular subject, you know, you can share that and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, this guy does this video and he answered this question, and you know, so that's what I like doing. That's really all I'm about, is just, you know, helping people out and dispelling the myth of painting, that, you know, making it more complex than it really is. It's not. It's pretty simple. It's just paint on a surface. That's all it is. So big thank you to everybody who does, and of course big thank you to Carl, aka Guymere Alfer, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl. Beer and Blood Bowl is where it's at. Big thank you to Carl, always taking time out of his busy day to create the email jingle that plays before the email segments of the show, and so much love to him. And of course, speaking of love, big love to my baby brother Evan for creating the intro outro music that plays at the beginning and end of the show. Always much love to my baby bro Evan. And of course, if you are into comics and stuff, he does have EB Comics. You can check that out. Check him out on Instagram, I think, is the fastest way to find his stuff. He posts on Instagram. He sells rare comics and such. So, you know, you want to check him out. And if you're into comics, give him a look. See what he's got for sale. I think if you go to ebcomics.com, I think also is the website. I should probably start adding that stuff just to, you know, help him out and get some more traffic heading towards him. But yeah, so always be much love to my baby brother Evan. Yeah. Is that it for the show? Any other parting words of wisdom? Anybody? You know, yeah, everybody's already like, yeah, check you later, check you later, check you later, check you later, check you later. Alan Smithy, Olive Flame War. Olive Flame War? Down with olives. What? Char, down with olives. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Dave Patelia, hello and goodbye, monkeys. Hello, goodbye. Aloha? Is that what you're saying? Hello, aloha? Yeah. In Ojibwe, we say bamapi, which is see you later. So anybody who wants to, you know, anybody who wants to learn some Anishinaabe, some Ojibwe, yeah, just bamapi. See you later. That's all that means. Bamapi. It's not, and if you say it like, you know, if you mispronounce it, it sounds like buy my pee, which, you know, I mean, if you're selling pee and it's a legit business, then, you know, by all means carry on. But yeah, it's bama pee. That's see you later. Anyway, yeah, Ben Ellis, don't eat yellow snow. Parting words of wisdom. There we go. Don't eat yellow snow. The Grand Wombat. Later, Kris. May your kills be quick and many, and may all you battles find you victorious. Ah, that's good words. That's good words. I like that. Yeah, it's a good day to die. It's always a good day to die, even though we were talking about, you know, serious subject like suicide and depression and stuff, and here I am, good day to die. But that's more of you know, come what may kind of sentiment, I think, in that kind of statement. You know, good day to die kind of thing. It's just, you know, we're gonna meet our end bravely and with our eyes open. You know, which, you know, just one of those war cries kind of thing, right? Anyway, I don't know, Char. Someone wanted no olive talk is all. Someone wasn't talking. Who discriminates against the olives? I love all, like, even with like the little pimento, like in normal fashion. I don't really actually care for olives when they have the seeds still in them. I'm not really big on that. I love black olives. I love black olives. Black olives are great. And but what my favorite olives are the queen-sized olives, and with stuffed garlic. I love the queen-sized olives with stuffed garlic in them. Man, that is my jam right there. I love those, especially in a martini. Now I'm getting thirsty for a martini. Anyway, Dave Patelia, Bama P. Yeah, Bama P. Yeah. Yeah, like P. Yeah, Bama P. Ghost Terminator. Hell yeah, I'm down to buy P. Wait, what? The Grand Wombat, very Klingon. I like them with blue cheese and garlic. Oh, yeah. Blue cheese? Yeah, I've never really done with the blue cheese. I'm not a big cheese guy. Even like a lot of dairy product, other than maybe ice cream or chocolate milk, you know. Cheeses? Yeah, I'm not a big cheese kind of guy. Although I could just munch down a bunch of those little baby bells, those little cheeses, the little circular cheeses that are covered in wax, and you got to unwrap them. And I could eat a bunch of those for some reason. I can just, like I said, I'm not a big cheese guy, but those things, yeah, I can just gobble those down one after, like Pac-Man. When you open them up, they're like Pac-Man. You just you make that little waka waka sound as you're eating them. I don't know where I must be. I'm hungry. I am hungry. I need my lunch. So, yeah. I just want to thank everybody tuning in today for sharing. Baby Bell. Yeah, Baby Bell. Yeah, that's the cheese. I don't know. Do they have that in Europe? They must have. I don't know. Is it a European cheese? I don't even know. I have no idea. Again, like I'm not a cheese guy, so I have no idea. I'm just talking out of my ass at this point, people. Come on. You guys know by now I talk out of my ass all day long. And, you know, my poor kids and wife, they have to deal with this all the time. So you guys only tune in for like 2 hours. My family and everybody, they're dealing with my bullshit all day long for years and years and years. Jabba's left not... Okay, first of all, fuck you, Jabba. Quick, get Ozzy some lunch. Because I was doing the stream yesterday, and I was trying to hold the model up closer to the camera, and my hand was shaking. I was getting, hungry and everything like that. And I get a little twitchy when I'm hungry. Diabetic, right? So, low sugars. Anyway, a bunch of you are probably in the same boat, right? I mean, you know what I mean. When you start getting just a little bit hungry, and, you get a little twitchy, and I was getting a little bit twitchy. Jabba's left up was making a comparison that I'm like Ozzy Osbourne. Because you see that poor man, he's just all... But that poor bastard, that's from all the drugs, Anyway, Jabba, you fucking jerk. The Grand Wombat. Booty chatter is great. Booty chatter? Like talking about booty? I can talk booty with the best of them. I like a good booty conversation. Sure. All right, I'm going to get the hell out of here before I put my foot in my mouth, as usual. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys. I will see you guys out there later. Just remember, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. If you're going outside, wear a mask. The mask isn't about you. It's about protecting others from you. It's empathy. Again, these are trying times we're all in. We're all in this. The whole world is experiencing this. This is not about you. It's about others. I think that's all I got. I'm just waiting. Yeah. I've got nothing else. Ozzy needs to go get some lunch. Come on, Ghost. What's the first rule? First rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Still working on that punch in the nose, kid. Twitchy Karen. I'll see you guys later. See you later, Twitchy. Yeah, so this was a, kind of a bugger. We usually just wait till all the losers leave. This is where all the cool kids hang out. No, seriously though, I gotta go get some lunch. I can't sit around and talk smack because I'm hungry. I mean, despite Jabba, you know, making fun of me, I mean, he's right. Ozzy needs to go get some lunch because am I really shaky? Yeah, I get a little twitchy, but I can feel like I'm sweaty. It's not just because of the heat, but it is hot here. I mean, like my shirt is like damp. It's moist. Dark Commission, what are the rules? You don't talk about Fight Club. Second rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. Come on, Commission. Come on, John. Let's, come on. Twitchy thought that was to help mix your paint. Built-in shaker, yeah. Twitchy, you must have seen my paint shaker, right? I got a shaker because my time's valuable. That's what I told my wife. My time's valuable. That's why I need the shaker. It's valuable. I'm wasting precious minutes on shaking paint for like anybody who's tried to shake like a scale 75 paint, especially if it's sat for a bit, or like Vallejo paint. Like if it's sat for any length of time, yeah, you got to shake that up for a while. You're using up precious calories, you know. That's why I got the paint shaker, man. Shake that stuff up. Ebb and flow. I thought those were more suggestions than actual rules. Dark Commission. Reach around paint shaking. I guess that's how they hobby on Cock Island, I guess. I mean, not to talk it up too much, but I might have to go to Cock Island. Jabba's left nut. Third rule of feed Ozzy so he can paint. Ghost of Starman. Fourth rule is no socks on during the show. I don't got socks on. I mean, I'd show you my feet, but again, this ain't that kind of cam show. So. Twitchy. Yeah, thinking about picking one up. Yeah, paint shaker? Yeah. Or Cock Island. Picking up somebody for reach around. Reach around paint shaking. Man, you guys are building this. I might have to go to Cock Island. You guys have been talking this up. I might have to go. Oh man. Ghost of Starman. Damn it, Kris, show us the feet. That's what the super chat's for, man. Actually, holy shit, I didn't even check to see if there was super chat comments. Oh, okay, good. All right. And no, I've had both the YouTube and Twitch comments up, but like they're two separate things. Usually that's why I go with Restream, because it gives me both of them at the same time. But Restream for at the moment doesn't give me when there's super chat or stuff like that, like when actual people are like spending actual money, which I mean they should, like come on, please, help a brother out, But anyway, Dave Patelli, you're still on? Yeah, I'm still here. Come on, man. I've been doing this for years. Ghost of Starman. I feel like Cock Island might be just in the UK. Is it? Is Cock Island just in the UK? Okay, you guys man. I don't know if you guys are having me on or what, but like, I'm gonna have to look this up now. Is Cock Island actually a thing? Like, is there an actual Cock Island? Dave Patelli super chat extra time. Thank you, Dave. For the super chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's over. It's OT. It's OT time. I mean, people, the suckers all checked out. Again, this, like I said, this is where the cool kids hang out now. This is where the cool kids are. Ebb and flow. Isn't that where Mr. Smithers vacations, where they don't allow photography? Dark Commission, Nutsack Island's right next door. Ghost Starman. No, Kris, it was a funny pun. Was it? Okay, because I'm gonna look it up. I'm looking it up. Screw it. I'm looking it up. Cock Island. Is that a real thing? Fuck you. There's a Cock Island Bar and Grill. Cock Island's on YouTube. Well, I don't know. I'm not clicking any of this shit. But apparently there's Cock Island Townland. Is this real? Or are people still having fun with me? It's dine-in, take-out, delivery. Yeah, it's got an address, Portsmouth, VA, Virginia. Is that Virginia? Cock Island Bar and Grill. There's a Cock Island Bar and Grill. It's a real thing. Cock Island, island in the Republic of Ireland. Oh, is that it's an Irish thing? I didn't know that. Dude, come on. Do I look like the kind of guy that gets out much? But yeah, apparently, I guess in the States, in Virginia, VA, right? VA is Virginia. There's a Cock Island Bar and Grill. Who knew? Yeah, Twitchy says it is. Cock Island is in Ireland. See, you guys could have opened with that. Cock Island's in Ireland. See, then I wouldn't have to do a funny search. Ben Ellis. There's a place called Little Piddle, though. Little Piddle? Little Piddle. Because that Little Piddle happens every time I get scared. Oh, Little Piddle. Dave Patelli, it's like the special cards in Blood Bowl and get one more turn. Get one more turn, yeah. Dark Commission. Pork Sword Island. Is that a real thing? Pork Sword Island? You guys are fucking crazy. Pork Sword Island. That's not a real place. You're having fun with me now. Pork sword. That's a fun word though. Pork sword. Anyway, all right. You guys are too much. Jabba's Love Nut. Next time you come to the UK, you should go to Wookiee Hole. Wookiee Hole? Yeah, Penn Island. I know Penn Island. I know that one. No spaces. Penn Island. I know that one. Because I've sent many people to Penn Island. Some of my best mates are in Penn Island. Wookiee Hole. Wookiee Hole. Village in England. Village in Somerset, England. Ooh, it's got caves. Ooh. Right now it says it's 17 degrees Celsius. Wow. Oh, man. 17 degrees Celsius. We left that one a long time ago. We're up into, I think we're 36. Right? What is the weather right now? Hold on, let me see. Where's my weather? Oh, of course, that's not going to show me. Yes. Show me the damn weather, damn you. Oh, hold on. Let me look at my phone. See if my phone will tell me what the weather is outside. I don't even know what the weather is. It's balls hot. That's what I know. The weather right now. Hold on. Oh, okay. There. Man. It's 29 right now. But with the humidity, it's got to be hotter. 34? It's only 34% humidity? Really? Feels worse than that. Huh. Because, man, it was like, I was sitting outside at like 10 o'clock this morning, and like, man, I was already sweating. Anyway. Enough of this BS. We done? We done goofing around? Are we done goofing around? I don't know. And to think all the people who left early missed all this. Anyway. Dark Commission. Bachelor's Bump is in Essex. Dave Patelia. There is a weed in California. Well, I think there's a lot of weed in California. Go Starman. It's 19C here at the moment. It's only 19? Lucky. I long for 19. Man, I'm probably not going to see 19 Celsius until September. She gets pretty warm around here. Gets really warm. Ghost Starman Deluxe, if you think about it, London isn't far off from Longdong. Longdong? Okay, yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, though. Ben Ellis, oh, and to all in the USA, Happy Treason Day. Bunch of traitors. The Grand Wombat, no, yeah, no. Twitchy Granos, the bar and grill special is sausage and meatballs. At the Cock Island Bar and Grill. Shit, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry now. Oh, man. Andrew, $5 super chat. More extra time. God damn it. And you know, I can't turn down a request. God damn it. Dark Commission. In May, my music, books, internet room is 34C, and my painting hobby room is 40C, 40.5C. Jeez Louise. Yeah, that's really hot. Yeah, you can't hobby in that. That's probably why sometimes, like when I'm sitting in here, like, because for whatever reason, my basement gets really, really warm. It's not terribly humid, but it is warm down here. It might be the humidity. Maybe it is the humidity. But like, I don't have like that funny basement smell down here, and I've got like carpet down here and everything like that. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, like my main floor, cool. Upstairs, cool. You know, basement, yeah, it's warm as shit down here. I don't know. Lance Evans, geez Louise, try 6 in Brisbane, Australia. You're 6 degrees in Brisbane? Really? Is it Brisbane or is it Brisbane? Again, foreign lands. I don't know. English-speaking countries, and nobody speaks English. Lance, really? 6? Well, you guys are in winter though, right? Because you're in the southern hemisphere, and so yours should be in your winter time, right? So yeah, it's 6. So right now would be a good time to go visit Australia, is what you're telling me, right? You're telling me it's a good time to go visit Australia? I don't know if I want to go and take the journey though, because like it's like 20 some hours to fly to Australia from Canada, and I'm on the eastern part of Canada. So, and Canada's pretty damn big. And yeah. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. Well, what the hell are you doing up at 5 a.m., dude? Good God. I hope you're at work and not getting up to watch my shenanigans. Good God, man. Good God. Man. Goes to Starman. It is indeed a stretch. Most dongs in London aren't that long. Dave Patel, good job, Drewski. I know, a little bit more extra. Well, what's my time worth, really, is what it is, right? We boil it down. Apparently, I'm worth $5 per minute. Ooh, these are some porn rates. This is like 1-900 number rates. $5 a minute. I might have to start an OnlyFans. I think you guys are convincing me I got to start an OnlyFans, because then we can bust out the really adult type material. I'll show you my collection of marital aids. Alan Smithy, encore. Goes to Starman. I wonder what the temperature is in Cock Island. Probably 69. No, silly. It'd be this closer to your temperature because it's in Ireland, right? Because I imagine Ireland gets the same temperature as the rest of the UK, right? I don't know. I have no idea. Talking out my ass again. I have no idea. Ebb and flow, rigidly 69. Andrew McCall. But now you can get yourself a tasty burrito. Ooh. Yeah. Speaking of like local type of cuisine here, like Quesada, I enjoy their burritos, but I went to Fat Bastards, and that's like almost like a Taco Bell knockoff, and I love me some Taco Bell, and even though it's complete trash, I know, but Yeah, Fat Bastard. I enjoy Fat Bastard. Fat Bastard burritos are tasty. They are tasty. But quesada is good. It's like the difference between Mr. Sub and Subway. I enjoy Mr. Sub and I enjoy Subway. Subway, you know, the ingredients feel a little bit fresher than Mr. Sub, even though Mr. Sub's ingredients are pretty much the same. But yeah, it's kind of like that kind of difference, I think. If we're talking burritos. Lance Evans, no, woke up earlier. Oh, jeez Louise. Ben Ellis, 1900 spanked the monkey. But no feet, that's in Super Chat. Good God. Come on, people. This is not the kind of show we want. We're trying to be respectful here. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, it's pretty wet in Cock Island, but not as wet as it does at Coochie Peninsula. Oh, shit. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Had burritos last night. Good times. Yeah, burritos, man. Nothing like good North American food. Burritos, fajitas. One of my favorites we've been doing lately, because I coal barbecue, like I use charcoal, and what I've been doing lately is I'll get flank steak, and then we'll quickly grill it, like, you know, minutes. We're talking like not barely double-digit numbers here for how long it sits on the open flame or open coals, and then I'll throw it onto the skillet with you know, the peppers, onions, and then I'll have the skillet on over the coals, let it get nice and hot, and then skillet the and of course we dice up the meat first, throw it into the skillet, and then yeah, we do it that way. Oh man, that's so good. I love skillet fried. My wife, she usually what she does is prepares my breakfasts for the week, because like I just prefer to get up, have my breakfast, and get my day started. And I always have the same thing for breakfast every day. It's corned beef and hash. And she's been doing it in the skillet lately, which I love. I love everything cooked on a skillet, or you know, coal, or cast iron pan. And oh my God, it's so damn good right now. Oh, cast iron, yeah. I throw the cast iron right on the open coals, and do fajitas and our steaks and everything like that. Burrito, man. And she just picked up another bag of coals, and I didn't realize it. I always thought it was kind of an uppity type of thing, but the coals do matter. And if you're charcoal barbecuing, spend the extra $1 or $2 on better coals, on name brand coals, because buying cheap coals, they don't burn as long, or they burn too fast, or they burn dirty, and you know, whereas good, like I use Kingsford. And yeah, I've been enjoying those coals. They burn nice and hot. They burn long, and they burn clean. Yeah, it's good. All this talk of food now, I'm super hungry. I'm ending this now. Andrew McCall. It's not the kind of show we want, but it's the kind of show we need. Or no, it's not the kind of show we want, but it's the show we deserve. It's not the beating he needed, but the beating he deserved. Lance Evans, Vegemite Senga for the win. I've tasted Vegemite because Josh had brought it in one time, and I tasted a little bit. And it was all right. It's acquired taste, but it wasn't like, you know, people either love or hate it apparently, you know. But yeah. Ghost of Starman, dang it, Kris, I'm hungry now too. Hash for breakfast, huh? Living the dream in Canada. Yeah, corned beef hash. No, not hash weed, man. Come on. We're not like, you know, that cooked out of our gourds that far. Although, anyway, okay. Sean Blake, I'm glad you're still pumping out content. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and thank you for tuning in. Evan Flo, Kris, ditch the flank steak. Get some beef loin flap. I'm being serious here. Best cut for fajitas. Beef loin flap. Okay, I'll try it. We just picked up flank steak because I'm pretty sure it's flank steak, and because we just want a nice, you know, good tender cut and thin, right? So yeah. But you're saying loin flap. I'm gonna write that down actually. Loin flap. put it in my notes. Hold on. I'm making notes. Actually, send it on me Discord because I don't feel like typing it out right now. I'm getting hungry and Aussie's starting to shake again. So, and I ran out of Tic Tacs. Yesterday, Tic Tacs helped me out, and I'm out of Tic Tacs. I'm all out of Tic Tacs. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Send Eb, send that to me on Discord. Just send me a quick note. Say, hey, dummy, use beef loin flap. Ebb and flow, chunk charcoal, cowboy style. Yeah, see now, from what I understood with the chunk charcoal, because they're often made from wood, is that they burn really fast. They burn faster than coal, actual charcoal, like from the earth coal. I understood that is the difference between the two, is that they burn faster. And higher heat. You can get a higher heat, but it burns faster, right? That's what as far as I understood things. I don't consider myself an expert in barbecuing, especially in coals, because I've only been doing it coals, well, the last 2 summers now. But I prefer it over propane. I mean, propane is good for just kind of quick, do the hot dogs kind of thing. Awesome. But with the coals, hot dogs are fantastic. There's a world of difference between, regular propane, hot dogs and coals. There's a world of difference in flavor, and they taste so damn good over the coals, especially indirect heat. Indirect is really one of the best ways, because I do chicken indirect, and the chicken comes out great. Steak, I usually will do over the coals, especially because my barbecue I can raise and lower the coals, and so I'll bring the coals up real close to the steak. Or pork chops. Oh my god, freaking pork chops are fantastic. Anyway, we're barbecuing later anyway, so I'm in a few hours actually, and yeah, I'll bring them up. And indirect, I'll bring them down and I'll leave them. But chicken usually takes a little while indirect, but it's fantastic. Usually too, it depends on how water packed the chicken is. Yeah, you want to sweat that out because you don't want it sweating on the coals. Same with veggies. Veggies are better indirect, and especially I have like one of those barbecue racks for veggies. It's just like basically a metal mesh that for the veggies. But yeah. Anyway, holy shit, people. Oh my god, it's over. We're way into overtime here. All right, I'm done. Get the hell out of here. Jabba's left nut. Beef loin flap sounds like it would go nice with a pound of blue vein. Shit, you asshole. Alright, I'm getting the hell out of here, guys. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go barbecue or, hug a loved one. Go for a walk. Maybe paint a miniature. Maybe get some assembly done. Or maybe just go read a book. Lay on the couch and read a book. Or go maybe sit, get you a little bit of sun. Either way, go do something. Be a force for positivity in this world. I will see you guys later. Oh, man. Blue vein.